Basic Instincts came in at 4. Lethal Weapon 3 was 5. Batman Returns, one of your favorite movies. Not as good as Batman and Robin, but, you know, it's getting there.
Yeah.
A Few Good Men was number 7. Sister Act was 8. Bram Stoker's Dracula was at 9. And then Wayne's World. It's kind of wild that Wayne's World was a top 10 movie of the year in 92.
Yeah, that's good shit, you know?
Yeah, critically, the big winner of that year was Unforgiven. Bit of a personal favorite for you and I.
Yeah, man. What a legendary movie.
Won 4 Academy Awards. Best Picture, Best Director, Best Supporting Actor for Gene Hackman, and Best Film Editing. Eastwood himself was actually nominated for Best Actor, but he lost out to Al Pacino for Scent of a Woman. I think it was robbed, actually, in that one. Fuck you, Al Pacino.
Unacceptable.
Yeah, but it's also the year that gave us Reservoir Dogs, Glengarry Glen Ross, and Last of the Mohicans. So, pretty interesting year.
And Alien 3, right?
Was that 92? I thought that was 91. Oh, you might be right, actually.
92, yeah.
Oh, damn, how did I miss it? It didn't, funnily enough, it didn't appear in any of my lists of, like, best movies of the year.
Well, yeah. I mean...
Who knew?
The more interesting factoid then about that year is that's the launch of David Fincher and Quentin Tarantino.
Good, yeah, good point, actually. I mean, Fincher didn't get off to the best of starts, and I think he publicly disowned Alien 3 in the years after it.
Yeah, a bit of a nightmare production, you know, as you do.
Yeah.
Unfortunate, considering an Alien film made by David Fincher at this point sounds like it could be fucking amazing. And then you're like, yeah, well, he more picked up the pieces. Like, yeah.
Yeah, there was a ton of studio interference on that movie. I did a production hell on it because it was that bad. Very interesting how they wanted to make the movie for years, but they just could not decide on a plot for it. And eventually they were like, fuck it, we've got something here, let's just make it before people lose all interest in it.
If you watch all the behind the scenes, I think he actually did kind of an amazing job of stitching something together, because Alien 3, like, it ain't great. Loads of horrible decisions, but like it's easily better than something like Romulus, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. People saying the assembly cut. I've seen the assembly cut. I mean, it's better. It's better. It's still a fucking bleak, depressing, horrible movie, but you know, there's something there.
Charles Danson's in it. You get that.
I know Charles Danson. It doesn't make the movie great, okay? He elevates the scenes he's in, but that's it. But
92 as well. Beauty and the Beast got a nomination for Best Picture, which was the first time that had happened for an animated movie. So that was cool. Bit of history getting set there.
I love
and
that.
Silence of the Lambs got the Best Picture, Best Director, Best Actor, Best Actress, Best Screenplay. It's the third film to pull that off. So
pretty awesome. Notice everyone how Mauler is able to chime in with a few facts here. That brings us on to what I was going to suggest, where we go from here, right? Because that brings us to the end of our pointless facts of the year. And someone suggested a couple of weeks ago, might be kind of cool to do like movie facts or movie trivia for each year. And I think that's a good idea. And I think after doing this well over 100 times...
How the fuck did that guy survive?
Perhaps I might step back from it a little and allow Mauler to take up the mantle for a little while and see if he enjoys it. What do you think, Mauler? Don't worry, there's like 5,000 people watching you. It's
like a job interview.
Yeah.
I guess my biggest issue is I'm too caring. I work too hard. You know, that's my problem. So,
I mean, we'll put it this way: it has to be a segment we can get through in like under 5 minutes. So,
all right, that's the biggest part of the challenge. I'll have to sort that out and figure it. You know, I think we could pull it off though. We just work real hard and
look, this guy's got the right idea. Together. Just do it, Pussy.
Listen, okay. I just don't know how interested people here are going to be about film trivia. Does our audience tend to have any interest in films? Is that like a...
I don't know. I mean, like, films, it's not really something we talk about here, but hey, I'm willing to give it a go.
All right. We'll take the risk, I suppose.
All right. Let's do it. We'll see how we get on with that. And if it bores the arse off everyone, well, we'll have a rethink. I don't think it will. Mauler is competent at this sort of thing. Anyway...
That's the best thing you can say about him. He's
He
competent.
he's mildly competent, I guess. Anyway, shall we bring our bar in because we've got stuff to talk about tonight?
All right, let's let him in.
All right. Well, welcome everyone to the bar. Metatron, Ryan Kinno, George the Giant Slayer, and the Angry Badger. Welcome, gentlemen. It's great to have you
Howdy.
here.
What's up? I like how you just dropped that on Mahler. It's like, hey, Mahler, what do you think about doing more work and I do less? What do you think, buddy? Yeah.
Yeah, I just play the emotional blackmail card as well. Like, come on, Mahler, there's thousands of people watching. You don't want to disappoint them, do you?
They're counting on you, buddy. Yeah.
Hey, he's my fucking co-host for a reason, okay? I've been doing this shit for like hundreds of episodes. He can fucking do something for a change. Jesus.
Man, you're using that shame like and guilt like a Greek.
Yes.
Thematically appropriate.
You show me the way, George. Show me the way. I want to learn. I want to learn from the master.
Nolan. No. Man, you got me hooked on that.
Well,
Uh,
on the subject of Greeks, ladies and gentlemen, Greeks and Elliot Pages.
Greeks and freaks, one would say.
Yes. So I decided I would take a little look at the Odyssey trailer. Oh wow, someone's giving me a musical accompaniment to this. I like it. Decided I would take a little look at the Odyssey trailer, see how it's doing on the like to dislike ratio, and let's take a look, shall we? This is up to the minute. We're currently sitting at 73,000 upvotes and 677,000 downvotes. I actually gave it a like just to help it out. Because I knew they needed it.
Oh my gosh. What a ratio.
Wow. I haven't seen anything like this since
1 million.
Hawaii.
1 million.
White.
Come on.
Snow- yeah, 1 million. And then you
It
have
might
Tom
get there.
Holland. And then you have Tom Holland who keeps posting and he's like, why are you all like you're judging the movie before you've seen it. I'm like, well, we can hear Lupita Nyong'o. We can see Ellen Page.
Just to be clear, we know that's not the Tom Holland who's the actor, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, just making sure everyone knows.
Yeah.
There's some people that probably it's like that John Favreau who's a political guy. Who everyone's like, I can't believe I watched Mandalorian because
Joe
of you.
Russo.
Or
Yeah,
Joe
the one
Russo,
fake Joe
yeah.
Russo, yeah.
Now, who's the
It's
guy
funny,
from Forbes? Paul Tassi. He keeps going at it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean,
that
on
Tom
paper.
Holland one, Friggy sent me it, and I was like, that's not Tom Holland, not that Tom Holland. He was like, you sure? And I was like, there's no fucking way Tom Holland tweeted that out. There's no fucking way.
Well, particularly when he puts it out and it's like he gets 2,000 likes after like 10 hours. Like, I don't think the real Tom Holland would struggle to get likes on a post like that.
He's always been more savvy than that with like social media shit or
Yeah.
interviews. I was like, unless he's lost his mind, there's no way he's doing that.
For sure, yeah. But you guys mentioned Lupita Nyong'o and what she has to say. Do you want to hear it again? I mean, no, you guys have heard it, but for the benefit
the
of
cringe.
the people, yeah, let's absorb the cringe. And for the benefit of people in chat, to set the stage for this, she was asked the question: if you could show Homer the movie that you guys have made of his epic, what would you say to him? And this was her response.
It's
Like, so Homer,
almost
how
impressive.
do you feel about the screen time given to these women, considering how little you spend with them? Okay.
And then do you lean forward and look at him like that?
Yes, like, remember us?
That's a degree from Yale.
She's got a Master of Fine Arts, hasn't she? And
From
she
Yale.
freely admitted that she'd never heard of the Odyssey.
Yeah.
before
You
she was
just
cast
wanted
in this movie.
to actually ask him that he just goes, it would make it worse.
I mean, okay, like put this into context, right? You, 30-something actress who never even has heard of the Odyssey by your own admission until you were cast in this role, are going to lecture Homer, one of the most influential storytellers in the entire history of Western civilization, about the female representation in his story. Are you out of your mind? I mean,
By the way, especially considering when it was written, there's actually a lot of female perspectives in the story, and Athena is a
Athena.
big
Athena.
guiding portion of
Yeah.
the entire story. Not to say all the women are portrayed as nice, necessarily, but it's kind of fucking insane to do that, especially when you are the lightning rod for so much of the criticism that is out there about this movie. You'd think a degree from Yale would help you know when to shut the fuck up, but clearly not the case.
Come on, you're talking about Penelope, who's literally the emotional engine of the story. You got Aphrodite, you got Circe, Calypso, Nausicaa, the queen of Arete from Phoenicia. We could go on and on and on about the women. He used the women to portray the world. And then you have, Lupita Nyong'o, her degree in Wakanda tells her, nope.
But how much screen time do they have?
Oh, yeah, PhD in Wakanda she's got.
Come on, it just shows you that they didn't. And then Samantha Morton, did you watch that one where she's like, all the women were vilified, midwives, those in Time with the Moon, mothers, all vilified.
All the women across history have been vilified. And it's like, well, hold on. Just because we've complained about women for millennia doesn't mean we've vilified them necessarily, okay? And that's a wild one too. When she's talked about how incredible it was, this adaptation that Nolan really shows you what these women are truly all about. And it's like, you play a fucking witch who traps people and turns them into pigs. That's your character. You telling us that you got a lot of, we now are going to understand you and you're going to have deeper meaning behind what you do. Is that what's going to happen?
The counterpoint I would put to her question as well is, okay, so you've got this hypothetical story, say, that's mostly centered around men. Just for the sake of argument, say it is. It becomes, again, one of the most influential stories and really one of the foundational elements of Western storytelling and philosophy and the whole idea of what heroism even constitutes. So why is that a problem? Clearly, he's doing something that works. Why is it a problem that there's not a huge amount of female representation in it? Does there have to be? Because I bet you, if there was a different story that was entirely female-centric and had no significant male characters, she'd be
she'd love
perfectly. She'd be perfectly fine with it.
Oh, like Woman King? Because she was supposed to be in Woman King, and then she voluntarily stepped back because she said she knew she wasn't right for the role, and she wanted to respect the mythology, and then Viola Davis took her. So she's very self-aware of roles she's correct for when she cares about it, when it's their mythology.
It's only
when it's African mythology.
Sure.
Or
it's everyone's mythology.
Yeah. Well, then let's just do it. Maggie Gyllenhaal, make an Odyssey that's all female. Do it. Give her 300 million.
Do it.
Just do it. But
Look, I'm gonna feel like Heath Ledger trying to pretend that she's beautiful in The Dark Knight, looking at Helena Troy and imagine she's the most beautiful woman on earth somehow. Like that's the crazy thing is, both her and Ellen Page are probably going to be very, very small portions of this movie. Like, I would imagine
they should be. They should be, in theory.
It depends if you read Emily Wilson's translation. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but when you read her translation, which took me fucking weeks to get through, she shifts perspective. Mm-hmm. She puts a lot of it, like Circe, for example. Circe, she doesn't have her as this evil witchy woman.
What the hell is going on here?
Turning men into pigs, and then Odysseus is able to get help with the herb Molly. She has it that Circe is this independent, almost goddess figure who's protecting her kingdom and turns men into the.
I don't know what's going on here.
Beasts that they're originally supposed to be. And because he used the blueprint of Wilson, I have a funny feeling that they've stretched out the roles.
Wasn't that the other concern, that it's not going to have any of the fantastical? He's going to give like an actual earthly explanation, which I don't know anyone that wants that.
Right.
And also Lupita's playing twins, right? She's playing that twin sister, so she'll have extra roles. There will be extra roles.
The gods are definitely in it because we've got Zendaya playing Athena.
Well, gods, right? It's going to be our misinterpretation of it.
I think that, look, a lot of this has been kept very, very. We have not seen much from the trailers, especially when it comes to the mythological, magical creatures, beasts, beings, stuff like that. We have seen the Cyclops. That does look certainly like otherworldly.
Yeah.
We've seen the giants that seem otherworldly. We see a very brief glimpse of of a creature, one of the 7 armed. What's its name, George? When they have to go through the cliffs or the whirlpool.
Oh my God!
The creature in the cliffs. What's the name?
You're talking about the man eating the teeth. Oh my God!
But anyway, when you have to make the decision to
there's
go
two
by the
key
cliffs or whatever, we do see like a tentacled kind of arm grab. Like, so I do think there's going to be some level of not just completely and totally grounded, but it's always been a question with Nolan with this adaptation. What would he do for someone that likes to do these grounded adaptations?
Scylla.
Yes.
Sorry.
Scylla and Charybdis, right? Scylla's like this creature that I think has like 7 arms. It's on the cliffs, and then Charybdis is the big monster above this massive whirlpool, and you have to choose one or the other to get past.
The problem is the way that, again, when you follow, it's like there's a photo that Zendaya held up of Emily Wilson's book, and I think there's also one of Samantha Morton. I mean, it's like they passed this book out. But again, it'd be different if she had translated Homer and said, I just want to put a modern twist on it. She changed the characters.
That is the modern twist.
It's a progressive interpretation. Like, shouldn't say maid or servant. She says slave.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just so since Nolan followed that, that's what I'm concerned about, especially since, by what I've understood, because I talked to a friend who's worked on it, and he's saying that, again, obviously this is just what I've heard secondhand, that Travis Scott is narrating the entire tale through the movie.
Yeah, and he's recorded like a rap song to play over the end credits as well, so I can't wait for that.
Oh my.
I mean, this is because when you talk about Emily Wilson's adaptation of the Odyssey, right? So her whole thesis was like, well, all the previous adaptations have been done by men, and so they put their male-centered slant on it, and that's why the women are not well represented. And her then solution to that is, well, I'm going to do a female-centric version. And my question then is, well, how's that better? You're not solving the problem, you're just flipping it.
Not to mention,
not the same thing.
Homer is male. I mean, I know.
Okay, I think it's safe to say the game is extremely broken. What the fuck is going on?
There is mystery around him, but still, it would be a male-centric position.
And you don't need to. There are no problems. Nothing needs to be fixed, right? If you have a story that has stood the test of millennia, there is nothing that needs to be fixed.
This is the point. Like, how can we be fucking debating this? It's like, yeah, okay, some fucking, millennial academic is gonna suddenly like improve upon Homer. Like, are you? Do you really
have to
fucking
say that,
improve
but
on
like, if Michael Bay were adapting it and said it needs more explosions, we'd all be like, all right, maybe fair.
Fuck yeah! Like, let's hear the let the man cook. I mean, come on.
Because it's like how many stories have been told over the past 25 or 30 years, whether it's books, whether it's movies, television shows, whatever. How many stories have we had that have emerged over the last 25 or 30 years that are going to be remembered 50 or 100 years from now, let alone thousands of years?
Lord of the Rings.
Maybe Lord of the Rings, yeah. Maybe,
Lawrence of Arabia, maybe. But it's like even his choice with the American
Certainly in the
accent.
last 10 years, yeah.
The American accent is what gets me the worst. And I've been trying to figure this out, and it hit me last night why it bugs me. Because you get these comments where like, what's your problem with it? You don't like the American accent? You want the British accent like in Gladiator? And I'm like, well, actually, yeah. Because it gives you a distance in time. It gives you a perspective, to step away from it. American accent, you hear it every day. That's not like time traveling. It doesn't help you suspend disbelief.
Did you hear his explanation of why he did that?
No, I haven't.
The modern vernacular, because he said he wanted to register on a emotional level instead of an intellectual level. Which I kind of understand.
That's not the guy I would associate with that kind of mindset. Though.
With a poetic poem, you get me, hey, dude, bro.
He doesn't need to speak in verse. No one's asking him to do actual old-timey, like fucking Romeo and Juliet, spoken word verse, whatever. But father instead of daddy, maybe a slight British stage accent.
It's a register.
But it gives you distance. But it gives you distance. I think it helps you to suspend disbelief. I mean, come on. If he actually followed her book, we're going to hear like tote bag, canapes,
Yeah,
That's the shit she uses. Yeah, I mean, it's
And
insane.
the interview that George actually you shared, I was amazed when she said that Odysseus is objectifying his wife. So it's
Right.
insane that people will deny it. They will deny it. Like a lot of the defenders of this nonsense debauchery, they will say, "No, Emily Wilson translation is not political." I'm like, you got what? She said it's political of all people.
I mean, look at Robert Eggers, how far he's gone for Werewolf. 13th century, he's like, he's going to provide translations for the audience. I'm like, that's a fucking director and a storyteller.
Did you hear his
Yeah,
reasoning
well,
for that?
did you guys watch The Witch, right? The
Yeah.
one with Anya Taylor-Joy. Like, they speak in authentic, period-appropriate language to the point where it's difficult to comprehend at times, but it's accurate.
Yeah, it worked
Did-
for that one.
Did you hear Robert Eggers why he set it at that date?
No.
That era? Because
Was it because of the story that it came from the Emperor or something like that?
He said he literally was like, that's around about when like Britain basically we'd like hunted out and farmed out the major wolves, like just generally. So anytime post then feels like it would be inappropriate in the terms of like the population of wolves. So he's like, he basically even said, even for him, he was like, oh wow, I got to go back then. Okay then. It's just like, all right,
Love it.
Go for it.
But could you imagine the Odyssey in his hands or Gibson?
Just
Oh,
really weird that
yeah.
he's realistic on some things, but he's not on others. Like he did the animatronic Cyclops, and he's doing everything practical effects, looks great. But then he has the clothing all over the place, and the vernacular all over the place, and the accents all over the place. And it's which one did you want? Real or did you want real modernized?
Yeah,
Doesn't
I think
kinda work.
fundamentally, I think I disagree with the philosophy behind this film of we need to make it accessible to the modern audience by using modern terminology, by using modern accents, and making it
racially.
accessible. Yeah, exactly. Yes, and racially because it needs to
Racially.
look like fucking downtown LA, clearly.
Yes, it
and
is.
like that's
Exactly.
the exact opposite of what I think most of the most passionate people about the Odyssey would want. Right, I don't know what the general audience is going to do. This movie is going to be a weird one when it comes to the box office. It could be $1 billion movie, or it could make 500 million. I don't know.
Do you think it can, even though it's got 3 weeks? Do you think it has legs? Because didn't Spidey coming out 3 weeks after it?
Look, Christopher Nolan movies, he has a very hardcore, dedicated audience.
Yeah.
And I think also a lot of people are like, oh, it's going to drop off in the second week. And look, there's plenty of regular showings. There are. It's not that hard to get a regular showing for the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday opening weekend. It is impossible to get IMAX. Those sold out in minutes and are being resold for thousands of dollars. Don't be surprised if a lot of these people wait till the second weekend to see it on IMAX, because look at Oppenheimer, had a 40% drop because a lot of people wanted to see that on IMAX second weekend. So I don't know what the movie's gonna do, because I think that there's a chance that it is actually everything removed. The audience kind of likes it. And yeah, they don't like that there's a black Helena Troy, but maybe I didn't even know that was her in the trailer. Maybe they notice, maybe they don't notice Ellen, now known as Elliot Page. But the rest of it, they're kind of down with. I think that's possible, that's how the general audience will feel. But the backlash has transcended our entertainment space and gone to the political, cultural space. It's blowing up, right?
It's broken containment. Yeah.
It has, and it's a lot of backlash. I just don't know how that affects a movie this big with Christopher Nolan.
I think probably anyone in America who's of a conservative lean will probably not see it out of protest, or like massive amounts of them will not, because
If they know.
Yeah, except for the creators, because I mean, I gotta go watch it. I wish I didn't have to. I see if there is a refund.
Sure, but
button.
like people like us aren't going to make any difference. But like,
Right.
yeah, like on a wider scale, I think like the sort of Midwestern American conservatives, I don't think will go and see
Kind
it.
of like Harry Potter.
Centrist,
Like a
centrist,
bunch of people didn't really
Centrists
know
probably
about
won't
it.
care that much. I don't think. Like they'll probably overlook it because it's like Christopher Nolan. And as we were saying, like the people who are just wannabe cinephiles or Christopher Nolan fans will go and see it in IMAX and get the full experience. And so it's going to have a massive opening weekend.
Right.
Yeah, it's
Second
gonna have
weekend,
massive, yeah.
yeah.
The average Chris Nolan fan is probably a 50-year-old white dude, right? So
But
I
how
can
did
totally
Tenet
see
do?
a lot of people, even that might lean right, that they're not aware of some of this.
Right. You don't think
dislikes, man.
you don't think word of mouth is going to hurt it when you do have the people, not the Nolan stands, but regular people, when they're going to go watch it and they're like,
Probably.
you mean that's Odysseus' crewman? Wait, did they have a Korean fucking martial artist 3,000 years ago in Greece?
And
I
Batman.
think it can hurt it, but I hesitate for people who are like, this is going to make 350 million tops. And it's like,
Yeah,
I
that's
just,
bullshit.
I don't see that happening. I would love for it to flop and fail because I
Yeah.
think it would be really funny trying to
Right.
subvert one of the oldest, most well-known stories we know. I would love to see it flop. I'd love to see it fail. I kind of lean more toward
I did not fucking mean to press that button. Jesus Christ.
I think it's going to end up being a disappointment, but I don't know if you're going to be able to consider it a flop.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know,
It'll
that's kind of
underperform,
where
but
I
it
lean.
can't. It's not
Like if
gonna
this thing
flop or
makes
bomb.
750 to 800 million dollars,
They'll call it they'll be a success.
I thought there was only one.
maybe technically because it won't lose money, but that will be a massive disappointment based on what they expected. And I think
800
that's
million is
certainly in
break
the realm of
even.
possibility.
Correct.
Because
800 million. Break even.
Probably
So
seven.
Valiant.
I thought it was a billion.
Well, it's 250
250
million production budget, probably another 150 million in marketing. So then you're up to what, 400 million? You could be looking at 700 or 800 million to break even with this one. Because I think they're going all out on the marketing with this. But I don't know. Look, well, here's the question for you guys then. Over and above the box office, what would you say the chances are that this could just it could be a legit amazing movie, right?
Oh, there's no
Regardless of what the box office does, regardless of what the casting is, what are the chances that it could still be an incredible movie that is genuinely great?
You mean
I actually think it's gonna be
story-wise?
good. I think
Yeah,
it's gonna be good. And every
story-wise-
time you see Lupita, you're gonna go, oh fuck, or Elliot or whatever.
I mean, it depends because people who have even the smallest and slightest appreciation for historical costumes, I was just gonna want to vomit.
Right.
So there's that. But then again, I suppose that's just a smaller amount of people. Maybe people who are there for the story. The acting is going to be good because these are good actors. It's not like they don't know how to act. I hope that all they make is $15,000, by the way. That's what I hope that they make. But anyways, I have to say that the acting is going to be great, I'm sure.
Do you guys think Nolan has made any bad films?
That's what I was gonna say. I haven't seen like a Nolan movie that I've hated. Now I haven't seen
yeah.
Tenet and I haven't
hated-
seen Interstellar.
I
hate
hate
it
it.
because that's
I
the
like
one
it.
that
I
yeah.
liked Interstellar. It was fun. Interstellar.
I didn't like Tenet.
Yeah, he's made bad movies, but like even the bad movies are technically well-made movies.
Uh-huh.
And you could even Tenet, right, which I think is shit,
I didn't
and
watch
like
it.
borderline incomprehensible. I can see the work that went into it and the thought.
Tenet
that
made
went into it.
$366 million, and 300
It's-
of that is
well-
international.
Well, hold on.
it's-
That's
that's
because
not
theaters were closed here.
Yeah.
And refused to release it on streaming and all that stuff. So there is a
not fair.
legitimate COVID excuse for that. They released it when there were no theaters open in America.
Well, Ryan, if you watched it, that might be the one that you say is not the best.
Maybe, and I've not
I
watched
liked
it, and
I hated
I
it.
have no plans to necessarily. But that's like, look, as terrible as Wonder Woman 1984 is, you also have to point out that only half of theaters were open, and it released on streaming on the same day. When you're taking that box office into context, got to do the same thing for something like Tenet.
With his other stuff though, like obviously take the Dark Knight trilogy out of the equation because that's like a franchise thing. It's Batman that's really selling that rather than Christopher Nolan. The
I
other
don't think that's
biggie.
fair.
Inside.
Well, it is because I say so, and this is my show. So shut up.
It's also my show, bitch, so it's Nolan combined with Batman.
It's not your show until you start pulling your weight and doing
If you look at the
pointless
box
movie
office,
picks.
Yeah.
from Begin to Dark Knight to Dark Knight Rises, that's a big old ramp, and that's Nolan's power plus Batman, I think. That's them working together.
What I was going to lead into though is like then you go to the next biggie, which is Oppenheimer, right? And
Yeah.
that would never have been anywhere near what it made if it wasn't for the Barbie movie. If it wasn't for Barbenheimer pushing both of those films to higher levels, yeah, it never would have got close to what it ultimately made. That was almost $1 billion.
Wow.
So this doesn't have that. Okay, this has to stand on its own, and it's got that lack of support necessarily from another huge tentpole movie that's going to elevate it to new heights. And it's kind of dogged by some of the online controversy, which is starting to bleed over into the mainstream awareness. So those two things count against it, and I'm kind of agreeing with Ryan on this one that I think it'll 100% make money it's not going to flop. It's not going to be a disaster. But I don't think it's going to be like this all-conquering success that people can point to and say, "See, it worked. All of this stuff, it worked. Take that, chuds." I
Hey,
don't
we
think it's
got
going to be like that.
there's 17 million Greeks around the world.
Yeah,
You're
there
gonna
you go.
boycott it. No,
Yeah.
but you also have China. I don't think it's going to do well in China. Come on, how well do films do with a multiracial cast in China?
Not great.
I
Brian's
think
right
it's
though.
a-
The fans, Nolan fans, I deal a lot with like either Snyder Bros or Gun Gooners. Fuck, Nolan fans are on a whole nother level. They are. So
Yeah.
there is
Oh,
a
yeah.
dedicated. So it's gonna be, I think, largely based on word of mouth. Everyday people that go, like, you can even see the trailers. The first trailer is not ratioed. There's a substantial amount of dislikes, but it's not ratioed. Second trailer's ratioed, like double basically. And then this one, as more people saw the most of it, is like 8 or 9 times ratio. So clearly,
Look,
if
the
people watch
reason
it-
this one's ratioed, let's just be real. It's because you saw the black person finally. Like,
right, that's what
genuinely,
I'm getting at. Yeah,
like genuinely, it's because you saw a black person and you saw a trans person back to back. And that is all it took for this massive wave of
But
backlash. This wave that had been fucking cresting, waiting and waiting and waiting to crash on the ground.
that was
Because
very
of the
People are
hard.
swap.
sick of it. People are
Because of the
tired
swap.
of this shit.
Yes.
But then
it's the swap.
why with this? Because like they're only on screen for a couple of seconds, and people knew that they were going to be in it. So why is it suddenly like?
Because they hid
Believe
Paige.
you.
They hid Paige. Remember, Paige hasn't done the press tour. She's done no interviews. All you get is those clips of her boxing, and then with the bodyguard where she looks like an Oompa Loompa. And I think people are starting to find it. It was on Newsmax the other day. It was on Newsmax, Fox, and CNN. They're like, "Did you know what's going on with the Odyssey?" And I'm like, "It's on the fucking news now." People are angry about it.
People are tired.
I think this has the Snow White. Has
Well,
the potential of the Snow White backlash.
Lupita Nyong'o in that interview, like she was giving off pretty strong Rachel Zegler vibes.
True.
Of, like, I
Yeah,
think
the hypocrisy.
she misread the room with this one, and like she really thought she was cooking with that zinger.
True.
There's more. She said more than that too about women being underrepresented. Like she didn't stop at just that.
Because if
Oh,
there's
that's
one
really,
thing we need in modern cinema, it's more women. It's like more
No,
female
but it's also
voices.
the double
It's worked
standard.
out great over the past decade. Thanks, guys.
Zegler
It
really
is
replaced
true.
Brie Larson
Yeah.
as the archetype, huh? Like,
Yeah.
she's just
Oh, Brie.
she's the icon for it now.
Bree stumbled so that Rachel Zegler could fall on her arse, shit herself, and pass out. Like she took it to a level that no one could have anticipated. Because Brie Larson's kind of rehabilitated to a
Ryan
degree.
took care of that. We're not even
Ryan's
mad at her
been
anymore.
working on it.
Zegler, she could just stay away and maybe she'll be
I think-
fine. But
Yeah, she's got 10 years of like actors jail before she'll get
Penance.
let out again. Yeah.
Do you remember Metatron? I
Yeah.
think you were on in this FNT a long time ago when like Odyssey trailer had first come out, and you were
Yes.
highly critical of the obviously
Armor.
the costuming and the armor and all of that stuff.
Yes.
And I said at that point, I said, you're not wrong. Like all these are valid criticisms, but only about 1% of people are probably going to pick up and recognize that it's that inaccurate, and they're probably just going to think old timey armor, whatever. And I said then, but if those rumors about Helen of Troy being fucking black are true, that is gonna blow the fuck up. And that was
Prophetic,
what,
I
like
suppose,
8
yeah.
months ago or something.
You
It
got
was
it right. You
crazy.
got it right. I think I didn't even consider the possibility because I suppose I don't really fully appreciate the insanity of the cultist mind of Hollywood. I guess you did better than me when it comes to that. But it is insane. It is also the double standards, as I was saying, because I initially just wanted to go to war with Nolan. I didn't really want to go to war with Lupita Nyong'o because I'm like, well, she was offered a lot of money. It's a step up in her career. I get it. But after the interviews, I'm full war against her as well. 'Cause she's a hypocrite. She said, oh, when it's Wakanda, you need to respect costumes and language. Why? Out of respect for what, Wakanda?
I don't like
then-
that excuse that we shouldn't be mad at them. This is the Papa Esiadu thing. Well, he's just an actor. He's taking a role. Bullshit. They know what they're doing.
I agree.
Well,
suppose,
it depends on
but
how
then again-
they conduct themselves in
It
interviews.
depends how
If
they
they
conduct. Yeah, exactly.
if they say like, yeah, look, I'm just happy to be taking on this role and I hope I do a good job, like fine, I'm not gonna get mad at you. But if you conduct yourself like she is, where it's like, well, how do you feel about like the female representation in your
Yeah.
text, Homer? Like, oh fuck off.
Or
Like,
calling
be clear
it,
with your-
it's just a myth.
Well,
But Wakanda
yeah.
wasn't?
comic book.
I mean, we should just be dropping these crazy standards. I think we've been robbed of Ryan Gosling in Wakanda.
I was gonna say, even if he was nice about it, right? I'm just happy to be the new Black Panther.
Yeah, he'd be funny as fuck. You know he would nail that role.
I mean, look, the way I described this in the video I made about this was right. Any other culture or ethnic group or whatever, like their legends, their stories, their cultural history, all that stuff is treated as like this inviolable thing that has to be kept in like a glass bubble. You know, it's got to be carefully respected and preserved and stuff because that's their cultural heritage. Like, okay, I can get behind that.
Which is fair.
But if it's anything to do with like white Europeans, it's like, it just belongs to the world.
For
Like
grabs,
anyone can have it.
characters in general.
Anyone can like fucking stick their hand in that pie and just take a big slice of it.
While removing the Greeks.
Right.
The Greeks.
And it's like, well, no, you don't get to fucking do that, okay? This is the culture that our ancestors created, that's been built up over thousands of years. You don't just get to like claim it as though it's ours, it belongs to everyone. No, it fucking isn't, okay? Your ancestors didn't create it. You don't get to lay cultural claim to that, okay? Tell your own stories and we will happily listen to them, okay? Your problem is Hollywood has focused on Western-centric cultural stories, heritage, legends, all that stuff over the years, and that becomes the default. That's the fundamental problem. We've never seen other cultural ideas and cultural legends as being part of this scheme of like human history that everyone can experience. That's the problem, but it's like they're finding the wrong solution to a problem that they've misidentified. That's
Exactly.
the frustrating thing about it.
It's
Yeah,
done on purpose.
It is done. It's like I was watching Princess Mononoke this week, and I was thinking when I was working on the Odyssey, you think Miyazaki was like, "Hey, let me make this less Japanese"? No, he rooted it in Japanese because like more Japanese.
Imagine what Lupita Nyong'o would have to say to him.
Oh,
Excuse me, got the screen time balance there.
Well, you know, like there's this great thing about the human race where like every culture has its own stories to tell, and you know, you put them out there into that marketplace of ideas and see how they're received. You know, they've tried it sometimes in the past. It hasn't always worked. Like we had the Woman King. That was, but you know, the principle behind it is like, well, it's there. You know,
But we weren't screaming, hey, where are all the fucking white people at? Right?
Where's Ryan Gosling?
Based.
Even I wasn't screaming where all the white people at. Like, make your stuff, make whatever mythology you have. Yes, we colonized your fucking continent, but don't colonize our stories back, okay? You're welcome, by the way. You're welcome for the fucking wheel. You're welcome for buildings that can actually go at least 2 stories high and aren't just fucking mud huts. You're fucking welcome, Africa. You're way better off because we colonized your ass. But now
It's not
please
just-
leave our shit alone. We're
It's
done
not
with your
just-
colonization. Thank you for the fucking rap music and the shoplifting. Can we move on, please?
It's not just the mythology that they treat like, you know, when theirs is important, it's sacred, and when it's everything else, it's up for grabs. It's every single race swap character, where if it's a white character, they race swap it, all of a sudden the race doesn't really matter. And then we go, well, then why are you switching it? But if it's a black character, any other ethnicity, that is super important to the character and has to be 100% accurate. And it's only in one direction. And that's where I think it's breaking containment, is even people that don't watch this shit or are aware of it, they go to watch the Harry Potter trailer and they go, wait, that was Snape? They go to watch this, they go, that was Helen of Troy? And everyone's tired.
People say that's
I
not
think-
Helen of
yeah.
Troy. People say
Right.
it's not Helen of Troy because that's
I
not
think
never-
I think this whole thing might be like the tipping point of all this, because like as you say, this is something that we've experienced more and more over the past several years, and maybe this is the point where people finally push back and say, no, enough, stop with this, man, we're done with it, we're done with like putting up with this, and we're done with being called all the ists and phobes under the sun for daring to speak up about it. It doesn't work anymore.
No, I mean,
That's kind of what it feels like. I think it's like 10 years of pent-up frustration coming out with this stuff.
I've never wished for a movie to fail ever. This one, I wish it to fail because think about it. Well, I know you have, and I always enjoy it. But what happens if Nolan actually turns this into a success? All of Hollywood, what do you think they're going to tell themselves? Woke, race swapping, double down now. But if if he's pulled by his fucking short hairs and knocked on the head, I think it sends a whole different message. I mean,
no, but here's the thing.
I'm
Like,
scared about. Go ahead.
I think they'll take the wrong lessons if it fails. If somehow like this movie flops, which I don't think it will, but if say it did, I think they would take the lesson of, oh, I guess people just don't want historical epics.
Or blame the
You know,
bigots. Just blame the
it,
bigots.
it won't be the other stuff. They'll never take that lesson from it.
True.
We'll always have excuses and this ridiculous stuff, whether it's Supergirl, like whatever. But if this movie makes, you know, $1.3 billion or something, it is a massive, huge success. That is going to be a huge problem because it is going to send the message that all this stuff is perfectly okay. And all you got to do is pair it with an actual good storyteller. Now, whether you love Nolan movies or not, for the past 2 decades plus, he's been successful financially. He's been well received by the audience and well received by the critics, right? All 3 pretty much for most Chris Nolan movies. So if he's a guy who has that record, has that track record, puts together a movie that a lot of people like, and it makes $1.3 billion, despite being subversive to the original source material, despite race swapping, despite the inclusion of a woman pretending to be a man, all that stuff, that is like that's fucking bad for culture.
It is. I mean, think about how, I mean, it doesn't tell you anything that how they've handled the marketing. They just had Matt Damon and Leguizamo on Telemundo. You got Nolan acting like he's a Universal tour guide, sticking him on there. I mean, the level of marketing, I don't read that as confidence. I could be wrong. I read that as...
well, haven't they disabled comments on a lot of their posts as well? Yeah.
But Telemundo, Matt Damon sitting on there, Massachusetts Matt. Don't understand a fucking word they're saying, and John Leguizamo's translating.
Sorry, you sent me this.
Oh, yeah,
as well.
I did, because like that does that look like Bronze Age Greece or Robin Hood?
Oh goodness gracious!
Menelaus the golden
that's
hair.
a longbow right there. That
Yeah, I know. It didn't exist.
That's the Punisher right there. Look at him. He's ready. He's ready to fuck Tom Holland's mom.
Looks medieval. Not
She'll
ancient.
thank him for it.
Even the freaking grass doesn't look appropriate for the period. Nothing looks appropriate.
Especially when you read it, Homer described him as the golden-haired King Menelaus. I'm like, really? I saw this morning.
Golden hair is a sin in Hollywood.
Well, he solved that right there. It's like no hair, no problem. Fine.
I don't know. It looks like Ridley Scott's Robin Hood to me.
Yeah.
It's super ironic that they canceled all the influencer screenings, presumably so that they could control maybe some of those questions and comments.
Whoa,
but
yeah,
then
they've
Lupita
got the
said, "Hold my
industry.
beer."
They've got
So
the
they
industry
just-
people now.
So they look, there were still influencers at this premiere. What they did was they didn't do a separate like influencer thing where they got their first reactions out, then did a critic thing with first reaction.
That's my girl.
They
Helena Troy.
just did all of them at the same time for this one, and I think that's the same as what happened with Oppenheimer, if I remember correctly.
I wanted to do this one as well, like this. I want to see Ryan have a meltdown over John Campia's stupid talking points he made in a video. Gary just played it a minute ago over the backlash of the Odyssey.
I don't know what John Campia
What
said.
did he say? Yeah, what did he say?
No, I'd have to watch him.
Is he
But-
acting confused? Because that's
I
the
mean-
game. Everyone acts like they don't understand what the problem is, even though you know what the problem is.
I mean, look, John Campia also said after the success of Superman that he could see Supergirl doing 500, 600, 700, maybe even more. But like, everyone can have bad takes. I don't know what his take about.
Can he have good takes?
I don't know what his take about Odyssey is, so it's like Schrodinger's take. I'm not sure until I see it, but I
Let's
don't
see
know.
what they say.
Look, there is a chance that a lot of us are going to end up looking like foolish for ever doubting this movie. There's a chance that could happen. I don't think it will. I think it'll underperform.
Yeah.
But this is not fucking Rachel Zegler's Snow White. This is not Supergirl. This is a different animal because it has a highly respected director, a bunch of big name Hollywood stars, and a story that everyone, well, unless you're retarded, recognizes the name of and has been hugely influential on a lot of people. So just like that alone, it's a different animal than a lot of this other shit.
Let me ask you one question, Ryan. You don't think dumbing down of the culture in some ways has changed it? Like, you think there's a generation of 18 to 20-year-olds who are going, Odyssey? What is that? Like, do
Oh,
they really-
1000% I
we-
do.
Depends on the
Unfortunately, we have
country.
evidence. That fucking
Depends on the country.
Soups guy who was like
Matt
apparently
Ramos, that
Odyssey
stupid
is-
big hand fuck, yeah, that Soups guy who was like, the Odyssey? What's that? And then he showed an image of his Google search and Google AI that explained what the Odyssey was, and he was like, "Bro, no way! This sounds sick."
I didn't see that.
That's an educational problem. It's an educational system
Dude,
problem. So.
the point you're making though is like, I don't quite adhere to that, because I think like if you say a movie makes releases a trailer and it's dog shit and it makes it look like the movie's going to be terrible, and you react to that and say, well, based on what I'm seeing here, this doesn't look promising, but then the movie itself turns out to be amazing, I don't think that makes you look foolish in the slightest. That's just you reacting to the information you have.
Yeah. It's about box office predictions, though, right? Like, if we all put a number on it and we're completely off. I was completely off on Supergirl, but then again, everyone was.
Well, look at Barbie, right? Like, that made like a shit zillion dollars, right? And I think that's a terrible movie with a horrible message, and it's completely muddled about what it's even trying to do. But it made an insane amount of money. Does that mean it's a good movie, though?
Not necessarily, but I brought that up when Barbie was coming out. And a lot of people shit on me in this space because, shockingly, Barbie wasn't made for fucking 35 to 45-year-old dudes. And I said, even if it doesn't appeal to us, even if we think it's stupid, like, the core demographic is women. And yes, does it have a feminist message in it? Absolutely. You know who's going to be receptive to that? Probably the fucking women who grew up playing with Barbies and shit. And clearly, it satisfied the audience that it was intended for. This is a different animal, but I do think people looked really stupid for thinking Barbie would flop. Like, because you do have to look outside your bubble and your perspective and realize there could be an entirely different audience out there for something, even if that thing's not made for you.
Yeah, but
I feel like that's sometimes not our biggest strength in this space. Not talking about anybody up here, but just kind of in general. And so I see people saying 300, 400 million tops. I don't buy it for them.
No. It will do. If the Odyssey does less than 600 million, I'll be shocked.
But let me ask you, Drinker, this: when do you think they're going to start ramping up the marketing and publicity campaign for Spider-Man: Brand New Day? Because won't that cut into it? Because 3 weeks later it comes out, so won't a week after it's been out, the studio's already going to start with Spider-Man?
Yeah, maybe, but then 3 weeks is still quite a gap. Like 3 weeks is a long time in the summer box office to make money.
Especially when you have all the IMAX screens, which, that costs so much money to go to a fucking IMAX movie. Like, if a normal ticket is, $14, and IMAX tickets are $29.99. For every person that goes, you're making double the money.
So who is the Odyssey for? Because Barbie, at least, they knew who it was for. It was marketed to them, and Barbie and Ken were white. They look like Barbie and Ken, even though there's variations of it. There's no Elliot Page. There was no,
Travis Scott.
So who is this specifically being aimed at?
Based on how they're trying to make it more accessible to people, I think it's for stupid people who want to portray themselves as intelligent. So
and
they
Nolan
can say,
fans.
so they can say, I'm a big fan of Christopher Nolan. Oh yes, and I went to see the Odyssey, so that makes me terribly intelligent. And I think that's who it's for.
There's a lot of people
normies
out there.
Normies who fancy themselves as cinephiles. I think that's who it's aimed at.
There's a lot of dumb people out there in the world.
Yes,
there is, and it's not accessible in the same way that Barbie was, for all its faults, right? That was like a dumb popcorn movie that you would go with your girlfriends and get your little feminist hit of endorphins and tell you that you're amazing and stuff, and it's all very fluffy and easy to digest. Great. The Odyssey is a different beast though. It's long, it's complex, it's convoluted, there's a shit ton of stuff going on. It's a Nolan film, so it's probably going to be non-chronological, and it's probably going to have all kind of mind-bending fucking nonsensical stuff in terms of the narrative of it. But that's going to be targeting a different audience then. So I don't know. I feel like it narrows it down a little bit. It's not going to have that same mass appeal. It probably is going to save lives.
Maybe the mass appeal comes from ancient Greece, though, because Troy was very successful, and I mean, people know of Troy, even though
but it aged really well. It did not get the love that it's getting now when it first came out. I love Troy, I always have, but it's.
I feel bad. I feel bad for the criticism I had for Troy. Now that I see this, I'm like, okay, never mind. It was fine.
But
Was it? The thing is, it made less than 500 million.
I feel like it was dismissed as a B movie at the time when it
25
came
years
out.
ago.
Yeah.
Well, no, I mean, I'm saying, like, I know inflation's a thing, so it's probably more like 600 million, maybe 650 by today's money, but like still not like a crazy mega blockbuster or anything. You know, and I think it cost a lot of money to make because there's some pretty big names in that movie. You know, it's certainly like it's rewatchable because, you know, Diane Kruger is fucking smoking.
Great Helen
that
of Troy.
film.
Eric Bana, Peter O'Toole, Brad Pitt in one of his best roles. Like,
Absolutely. Peak physique.
and
Bana.
like some of the best acting I've seen from him, especially the scene with him and Peter O'Toole when he's
Oh,
asking for
God,
the body of
brilliant.
his son, and like he got Brad to cry and all that. Yeah, but
A
that is
superb
the
fight scene
expectation.
against Hector as well. Like that is
No, Eric Bana, yeah, but
Best
that's
fight
the
scenes.
expectation, right? And then you go and see the Odyssey and go, well, that's not what I was expecting, but okay, I'll reserve judgment. But pattern recognition bells are going off.
Yeah. Let me bring a couple of super chats here. This is from Orion Stark for $100. So thank you, sir. Like, you know what? That deserves a little round of applause. So thank you. Drinker, you scholar of Scottish cinema, I cannot help but suspect that Nolan's Odyssey is going to be an inferior production of the 1997 miniseries, the way that Denis Villeneuve's Dune did not live up to the sci-fi series from 2000. Both miniseries are worth your time. This is where I might have to dispute this, sir, because Villeneuve's Dune is really fucking good and it's pretty fucking accurate to the books. And the sci-fi miniseries from the 2000s, I did like it. I thought it was good for its time, but I don't think it can really hold a candle to what Villeneuve was able
Oh, I
to
thought he meant the Armand Asante,
That's what I
which
thought.
is still what I would probably consider my definitive Odyssey, because it was like a miniseries, right? That then got
Yeah, the Hallmark Channel.
yeah. You have Vanessa Williams as Calypso, so it's not like we didn't have a problem with
Isabella Rossellini as Athena.
casting. It's the intention behind it.
Yeah.
Plus,
Well-
you also had the Kirk Douglas Ulysses one.
But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one. Drinker, you legendary liberator of ladies' libidos. What does that mean? I take them away so they don't have any libido anymore? Your blitzing Hollywood's hurricane of shame reminds me every day not to lose hope. Cheers to Mahler, Ryan, Badger, George, and Metatron. Oh, we are richer for having you. We appreciate you, man. Thank you very much for that. Love you all. Let's see. Yeah, Ryan, I'm going to sound like a woke liberal, but that was actually kind of racist. That's your Africa rant there. Colonization was good, apparently.
Ryan, you're racist, and he just shrugs.
Yeah, whatever.
I have a question. If we never colonized Africa, would they be better or worse off than they are today?
Worse. They'd be in the same spot.
I agree.
10,000 years is what's changed. Sure.
Yeah,
Maybe the building part with not all of Africa is just mud huts, but then again, I mean,
you mean until we got there? Yeah. Well,
No,
other than what the Greeks came in and helped them with, and or what the aliens and the pyramids and shit like that, you know.
Not enough appreciation for the aliens' contributions. you
I know, they honestly, like, yeah, one of the underappreciated aspects of human history right there. Like,
Yeah, tell me what
underrepresented
sub-Saharan
minority.
Africa looks like today if it was never colonized.
it's a nice
Wakanda,
place.
obviously.
But you know what I said? They have
Metropolis.
great
Wakanda's
stories.
the dream. Yeah, Wakanda's the dream that will never come true. That's a
I will never get over that pan-in shot that we had in Wakanda where they have skyscrapers with fucking thatched roofs.
Yeah, it's insane.
I lost my mind at that point. I was like,
That movie's
what is
racist.
this
More
movie?
racist than Ryan.
And that's difficult.
Even the Wakandans isolated themselves from the rest of Africa. So do with that information what you will.
It's fine when Wakanda does it. Everyone who saw Lupita Nyong'o and Papa Escudo in those trailers did the Donald Sutherland point and scream from Invasion of the Body Snatchers before hitting that dislike
Yes.
button. Ah!
Ellen of Congo.
Yeah.
People are tired of it, right? We've seen it for the past decade and a half plus in some cases of these attempts to take characters who are known, whether for thousands of years or whether for a few decades and on page brought to screen. People are tired of seeing characters that we know what they look like, we know how they're described, we know what they're supposed to be, race swapped. all for inclusion and DEI. Name whatever reason you think it's happening. People are tired of it. And so that's why these two trailers, right? Is there stuff to criticize with the Odyssey trailer? Some of the dialogue stuff, I certainly think that's worth criticizing. If you're a huge, like, ancient armor person, of course, that's willing to criticize. But for the most part, the reason it's ratioed is because you have
of course it is. It's a race war.
transgender. That's
They're in
period.
the
That's
race
it.
war. Yeah.
People
To
don't
me,
want to be
it was
preached
the-
to. That's the other big thing is people don't want to be preached to. Like even the people that don't watch this, they don't know about woke, any of that shit. If you like get like, what don't you like about movies? Well, I just don't like being preached to about things I already.
True.
I go there for escapism or whatever it is,
Yeah.
and this
I-
very much reads like in that feeling.
Yeah, I honestly thought we were past this culture war stuff in movies now, to a large extent. Like I know there was always going to be the occasional outlier, but I thought we were kind of done with it. And then something like this comes along and reminds you, like, oh no, they're still going to try.
You know
They're gonna
why?
try
I think.
forever.
I think it's because it's not even a culture war. I mean, it is because that's the expression. It's a cultural revolution and with a Marxist laying foundation.
Yeah.
And so the revolution will never end until they get what they want. And personally, I'll do anything I can to avoid it. But unfortunately, the idea is we need to replace the whites. It is what they're doing.
Call everything racist and sexist until you control it is the basic playbook.
Yeah, totally.
See, the thing I hated the most about the last trailer, outside of Helen, was the way I saw that they butchered the story. You heard the lines from Anne Hathaway was saying as Penelope. Penelope was the embodiment of hope. I mean, she spent 20 years weaving and unweaving Laertes' shroud, trying to keep the suitors at bay. And here you have Anne Hathaway flipping out, going, they'll never give power back to you. That world changed. It'll never come back. I'm like, this isn't the embodiment of hope. That's despair. That's garbage. But that's why I have doubt that, and you need truth, even in mythos. Mythos must represent logos. You got to have that core truth to suspend disbelief. That's why I think it doesn't hold together.
I like this comment is here because it brings me along to the next thing I was going to talk about. Zendaya has a good agent and good media training. She certainly does, because they're planning to make a remake of The Fugitive, the Harrison Ford movie from the 1990s, and wouldn't you know it, who's the front runner to be cast in this?
Is that real?
I don't believe this. I
thought
saw
that
this
was AI.
floating around. I don't believe this shit, man.
It is
That's an
real.
AI image, right? There's nothing.
That's an AI image,
Yeah,
but
but
like
the
it was
idea
just
of
done
it-
for the purposes of like having a laugh. But
If Queen Latifah can be the equalizer, I have no doubt they would do some dumb shit like this.
So yeah, so the line on this one is that she has not been officially cast. She has not officially accepted the role, but they are doing a remake of The Fugitive, and she has been offered the role. They want Zendaya for this one, and.
Did you hear what she said on the red carpet not that long ago? They're like, what are your next projects? She's like, honestly, I think people, I'm in 3 massive movies this year. I think people are going to be a little sick of me.
Yeah.
So it would
How
think-
right you were.
yeah.
You think?
I mean, the thing is, even if it goes into production now, it's probably not going to come out until 2020, late 2027, probably 2028, realistically. So, I mean, that's spreading it out a little bit, but I do have to ask, why the fuck? Like, why is Zendaya in everything? What, like, are there no other actors in Hollywood? I mean,
They're Pedro
there's
and
layers
her.
to this. Well, yeah, there's layers to this. Because one, why the fuck would you make a remake of The Fugitive anyway? It's a really good movie. They nailed it the first time. I don't understand what's the point in making another version of it.
Creative
Why
bankruptcy.
would you swap the main character from a middle-aged surgeon to this, to like a teenage girl, or by the looks of her? And 3, like, why would you cast the most overexposed actress in Hollywood right now? It is baffling.
Isn't
You
that
know
why
what?
they're remaking Basic Instinct as well?
Who the fuck are they
off.
casting
You know,
for that?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think it. I think it's similar to what they're doing with books and sensitivity readers, where they swap the words. Like you can't say male, you have to say whatever. You can't say female. It's individual who menstruate. Like they change things and create a new publication, and it is a way to infect with their. I keep calling them cultists because I honestly don't know what else describes woke better than that.
I don't
It's a cult.
understand I just don't understand the obsession with Zendaya. I don't know who in Hollywood has got such a fucking hard on for her that's decided, like, man, this girl is redefining acting right now. This is like the future of Hollywood right here. I've never once seen a single performance from Zendaya and thought, damn, that girl deserves to be like in the A-list right now. I don't get it. I don't fucking understand what the obsession is with her.
I think
But
they
she's
wanted their
everywhere right now. They are astroturfing her so fucking hard. It's unbelievable.
I think it's for I think there's a couple reasons. One, she is popular with a lot of people, even though if it's not us. Two, she's biracial, so it's not as shocking. Like you can have this as your diversity without it being as shocking as seeing Lupita Nyong'o. Just not trying to put it delicately, just being honest, right? You can get somebody who is not as visually black on screen, but still check a DEI check mark.
Global appeal.
Right. And also, of a lot of the actresses that are out there, somebody in the super chat mentioned that she has good media training. She kind of does. She doesn't really step in a lot of controversies and things like that. At least not that I can really remember. I'm sure
No,
she's
you're right. You're right.
I imagine her beliefs are pretty similar to everybody female around her age in Hollywood, but we don't really see that stuff very often.
She sidesteps some questions on Odyssey for sure.
Yeah.
Which
Well,
is what you're supposed to do, you know?
The thing is, like, if I was to pick some sort of racially ambiguous actress who's actually really good at acting to play a role like this, I would have picked someone like Indy Navarrete, who's clearly proven herself with Obsession. Like, that girl is going to be like an actual next big thing in Hollywood if she's got a half decent agent, because she's actually a good actress. With Zendaya, I don't get it. I don't understand what the beyond what Ryan is saying in terms of like her actual dramatic range. I don't get it. I never see her as a leading lady. She doesn't have the charisma. She doesn't have the screen presence. She doesn't seem to have the dramatic range. She's just meh.
200
Like,
million.
it's just
followers online.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see
Someone
Tom
just-
Holland?
Well, probably plays
if
a
that's the
part.
case, if it's all Gen Z people that are following her, we're fucked, man. We're cooked as a society if this is the future.
Did you see Tom Holland talking about her and how she got cast in the Odyssey? Like, she did an audition. Chris wanted her from the start, and then he's like, "Hey Tom, do you mind if I give her a role?" So like, it's manufactured.
I think it's the
Well-
algorithm. Didn't Ethan Hawke's daughter say that last year? Where she had stated they cast now based on followers.
Look, I think Chris, I don't know how many auditions Chris Nolan holds for his movies, period,
Right.
right? Like, he can just say to who he wants, and like they come swarming because it's Chris
He
Nolan.
knows what he wants, right? I get
Yeah.
it.
Now, with this, the reason I like roll my eyes a little at this story came out in March from Giant Freaking Robot, an exclusive from the well-known website Giant Freaking Robot. And then 3 months later in June, Daniel Rickman, Daniel RPK, noted insider scooper, then repeated that same fucking story 3 months later about Zendaya. It's now July and we haven't really heard anything, so I don't fucking know. I don't know if I actually believe this or not, but it's so reminiscent to me of where it's like, oh, Rachel Zegler's in the news, and all of a sudden one of these leakers comes with a story. Oh, by the way, Marvel's eyeing Rachel Zegler for a big role just because it gets some fucking clicks. That's my gut feeling with this story, but who knows? Anything is possible. We got a fucking Black Helena Troy.
Let me get rid of this.
Well, I shared that with you. Here it is because I knew I had it. The Basic Instinct. They have Joel Esterhaus writing it. Here you go.
All right. Right. So. Okay. Joe
A
Esterhaus.
wild and orgasmic ride.
And her daughter Jezebel. Okay.
I think they're just out of talent and imagination.
I need
Oh,
to
Cynthia
Yeah.
Erivo is going to be so good in this. You guys are going to love it.
air conditioning.
Ugh, I just threw up a little bit. Sharon, I love that. Sharon Stone has voiced skepticism about the project. I mean,
any
she-
person who knows about the project.
Again, why remake something that was done pretty well? Back in
Isn't
the
it a bit
day?
late
Like,
to be asking that question, Drigger?
Bro, they're out of ideas.
I know, yeah. It's the question I always ask when we hear about stupid shit like this. Like, okay, I can understand there's certain things that the concept might have been good back in the day, but they didn't have the technology or the director or the actress to make it work. There is a chance you could remake it and improve upon it. Fine. But there's other stuff where you just think this was iconic for its time, and it's still talked about today as how good it was. Why would you try and remake that? Inevitably, you're gonna fucking fail. Of course you are.
It's also hubris, that sheer fucking hubris thing. Like, every time they get all the Witcher Rider Room Rings of Power, they always think their shit's better than the original.
Yeah.
Plenty of these writers probably thought they were better than Homer, and that they're going to
Oh,
What?
contextualize.
It's just hard to believe.
There's well, we've just found out today that there's a new trailer for Dune 3, Dune Messiah. So how about we take a little look at
Let's
it?
have a look.
Now, I'm going to have to pause frequently with this because, man, they are just itching to copyright claim this, but I'll do my best because, you know, most of the people on this open bar, you guys have seen the first two Dune movies. I like them. They're not always the most emotionally accessible movies ever, but they do justice to the books. So I'm kind of interested to see where it's going to go with Dune 3. Let's take a look.
I busted you!
There's
Yeah, I know
Zendaya doing that amazing acting. I can't get away from fucking Zendaya.
That's what I thought you were gonna bring up instead of The Fugitive. I thought you were gonna go right into this trailer.
This
And
is the thing.
we
I'm
can
just
watch the
picking.
Spider-Man trailer next if you want.
Yeah, I'm picking random projects that Hollywood are putting out right now, and it's all Zendaya. I can't
Bro,
get
Tom
away from
Holland
this
and
fucking girl.
Zendaya and John Bernthal are in Spider-Man.
Oh, and she's also
God,
don't you
no.
have Pattinson in Dune 3 as well?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
The one thing I'll say about this, having watched the trailer, is Zendaya is playing a very different Chani from the one that we got in the books.
Yes.
Who was 100% bought into Paul's crusade, wanted him to just go out and kill fucking everything. and wanted him to become a living god, the Messiah that was going to deliver Arrakis from the rest of the universe. In this, she is portrayed as the girl boss who's trying to talk sense into him, and I worry that the movie is going to be basically Chani was right the whole time, and Paul needs to bow to her wisdom, because that's what they're setting up here.
It's so Chani is the biggest change from the books. There's no doubt, and the way that they left in Dune Part 2, it makes me wonder how you come back from that, right? Like, how do you get to the point where Chani's back in his life in some way, shape, or form? Is it because he knows that maybe she might be pregnant right now and like has to and goes and gets her back like almost against her will? I don't know. Now, the reason Denis Villeneuve said he made some of the changes to Chani's character was to get across to the audience that you shouldn't necessarily just be rooting on Paul Atreides and what's going on, which is kind of true. If you know the book and you know what's going to happen and what's and to be fair, all the reactions I fucking saw to Dune Part 2 and Dune in general were just like, oh man, he's so badass and he's awesome. It's like, well, yeah, but you know what's gonna happen, right? You realize that this is gonna, like, millions and millions and millions of people are gonna die because of this, right? And it kind of goes over people's heads. So clearly that didn't work. But my main issue is her not standing by him in the moment, not so much her doubting him throughout the process.
Yeah, but in the book she didn't. She bowed. So
correct.
Yeah, I was going to make the exact point you were making. Like, in the books, I hate to say it, she's kind of not that important a character. Like, she kind of just supports everything he does and just goes along with it. She is not like a character with a huge amount of agency of her own. Or if it is, it's all directed towards supporting him. And so I could see why modern Hollywood has a problem with that. It's like, no, she has to be the moral center of the movie now and be proven right.
Is this not an issue with the original book, though, that a lot of people, like, it is supposed to be a warning against charismatic, but most people read it and think Paul's the hero, and there is no warning. Like, it didn't get what he wanted across.
You would only get that if you read the subsequent books, because if you read the first Dune, you would just see him as the hero who takes back what's his and gets revenge for the death of his family and all that stuff. It's only in the subsequent books that you see what he ultimately becomes. He becomes the monster that he was fighting against ultimately.
And it's going to be weird to see what they do with Dune Messiah, because Dune Messiah is like Paul with all this fucking power and all these things that have happened, and just about every other person from every faction conspiring to bring him down in a bunch of different ways. And I've always wondered, like, I don't think Dune is very accessible. I don't think the books are very accessible. No. I'm shocked that the movies have performed as well as they have to some extent. I really don't know what's going to happen with Dune, with an adaptation of Dune Messiah, because it shouldn't end pretty.
What about God Emperor? They said they're going to continue with it.
I mean, yeah, because like it gets fucking wild once you get past
Denis.
No, he's not doing it. He said he's not.
Yeah. Because like the first two movies like tell the entire story of the first Dune novel, and it's a fairly complete narrative. And I think a lot of people might just be of the mindset, right, we're done. Like, we got to the end of this. I'm not really interested in seeing where it goes next. It will be interesting to see how well it performs or how much anticipation it is. But
you promised me that you would never take power in your name.
See, this is not.
Yeah, Chani would never say that.
No, she loved him because Herbert, if I remember correctly, that he viewed Chani as like his wife. She represented his wife, like supporting him.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, yeah,
I've never seen.
She was almost more like fervent than him. She almost pushes him along this path in the books.
I remember Denis saying he changed that so someone was pushing back against his narrative. So he had some form of resistance, and then there's like she's not much of a character, like you said. So,
but to be fair, that is her character. Like, people might not think she's much of a, but that was her character. It was as a lover, as a potential mother, as a supporter, like, and she supported Paul, and that is her character. They have changed that definitively. Now, in a Do you need a character to get outside of Paul's head and to have an external force that's hammering home some of these counterpoints to what Paul is doing and the lies he's telling and what he's embracing? Do you maybe need that in a film format? Maybe. And they chose Chani to do it. I don't know if that's the right decision because of everything that should happen with them together. And how does this make sense? I don't know. But it's a perfectly valid thing to complain about, because even if you don't think she's much of a character in the books, this was her character in the books. It was as a steadfast supporter of Paul.
Which is like Stilgar's the opposite, right? He's the one that's fucking super on board with it and his like sycophant.
Let's go.
He's basically like Life of Brian, like Monty Python's Life of Brian in this. Like, whatever Paul does or doesn't do, he's like, that's exactly what Mao Dib would do.
I loved all of what he did with that. Which is, he is so wise.
Yeah, it's just making shit up as he goes.
Yeah.
You convinced me that this was your home. That I was your home.
Just pausing there for a reason.
Yeah, of course.
But that's a very telling shot, right? We have her with this headband early in the trailer, clearly in love with Paul, pregnant. And then we have her alone in the desert, like through a telescope of some surveillance equipment of sorts, releasing that ribbon out of her hair with two fairly old kids that might be twins. Like,
yeah.
Was time jump, right?
Yeah, there's going to have to be, yeah. Like, to encompass what happens in the books.
What do you know about me?
Look at Timothy Chalamet trying to be all badass with his shaved head.
He has way more gravitas and can be a badass. Like the second movie where he does that big speech, I was like, for a skinny little dude, he has way more chops than which I guess is perfect for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, Mahdi Supreme is a good movie.
He's the only new modern movie star we have. Like, it's weird we're still calling it that.
He's got the right combination of like swagger and like screen presence, dramatic range, and just sheer fucking hubris.
He said some fun things.
I like it. Yeah, he definitely did. Like, you kind of need that a little bit.
Absolutely.
You have conquered the galaxy. You've destroyed thousands of worlds.
Lobo. Chance.
The Golub.
It's after seeing so many movies where Jason Momoa is just playing a goofy fucking muscly guy who's a bit of a dick. It's really funny to watch him like trying to be serious in something.
I hope he brings it.
Nah. When you shave his beard off, right? He loses his power. He doesn't have the gravitas anymore.
I liked him as Duncan in the first movie.
That works for most men.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Is he different in this one? Like, I don't want to spoil it because I know how he comes back. But should he be playing it differently or kind of the same and maybe confused?
He's a Golub.
Well, he should be at this point.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
So he should be. He should be playing it the same, but unknown whether his motives would be the same as the original Duncan.
Right.
That makes sense.
Right. Yeah.
And yeah, for people who are not familiar with this, like, yeah, Paul just has clones of Duncan that he keeps bringing back as his friend and just forces them to live with him for like, generation after generation. And it's actually kind of horrifying. But
I think it's the only character that makes it till the end of the series books, all the books.
Yeah.
Wow.
Your thoughts on that? I think you're way beyond redemption.
Look at him
like
there,
that.
acting.
Look at the stare.
Yeah.
Well, and showing Paul that has progressed to the point where he's like really proficient, that he could beat his teacher or one of his teachers.
Yeah. For a second, I thought that was Batista there. Like, count that.
Why are you here? To deliver a peace proposal. Peace is a good thing.
There's Florence Pugh Pugh.
I'm telling you, so far I'm sold though. I would watch it.
I will.
The first two, even though they're not perfect adaptations of the books, I really enjoyed the first two
Yeah,
movies.
not bad.
As a fan of the books, even though it's an adaptation, certainly some changes are made. I really enjoyed them. And in fact, probably two of my favorite theatrical experiences over the past 5 years were the first two Dune movies. Just because I feel like it's between the music, the score, like the shots, the cinematography. To me, this is like something I will absolutely 100% show up in a theater in the biggest screen I can to watch.
It's a movie.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Like, not streaming shit.
Well, it's hard sci-fi, which I do really appreciate.
Same.
And it's not trying to dumb it down. It's not trying to like appeal to a broad swathe of the audience or anything like that. Like, this is unapologetically a hard sci-fi movie with very complex themes at play, and it does a really good job with it.
And accessible. Like, I tried to watch the Lynch one as a kid. I was like, this is way too fucking weird with the Baron and all that. But this one is, I was finally able to get into it.
At least when I miss. I like Scott
I like
Scott
the
as
Lynch.
Harkonnen. He's out.
The thing is, the Lynch movie, I think, is more accurate to what Harkonnen is like than the Villeneuve movie. But the Villeneuve movie is definitely better overall, you know? So, yeah.
Why should I refuse?
Wait, who was that again?
Pattinson.
Pattinson. Yeah.
Ah, that was Pattinson right there, yeah.
Notice how he's also in a bunch of shit, but he doesn't get hit with the Pattinson fatigue because he's actually a
Because
good
he plays a
actor.
different fucking character.
He does
in
something
everything.
different. And he sounds
Yeah.
different. Yeah.
Because he can act.
Yeah,
can
he's
fucking
actually
act.
he can act.
Crazy, but it works.
That is a Guild Navigator sarcophagus there. That we're seeing.
Ah. Wait, I thought the Navigators were huge. Like, they had to be in, like, big tanks that could only be on board the ships. Am I wrong there?
No
I
idea.
thought this Pattinson was from the people who brought Duncan.
Yeah, I thought that was Duncan in there for some reason.
Yeah, because they're the one who give him they're the one who give Paul a gift, not knowing that they've programmed Duncan to assassinate him, and then he breaks his programming because of his.
Well, don't spoil it there, George.
Well, it's in the book. It's in the book. It's been
I
around
didn't read it.
for 45 years. Well, go read the fucking book.
I just saw people saying confirmed Guild Navigator sarcophagus.
Well,
I see.
Ah.
different
but-
than from the book.
That's just based off what Dune fans are saying on Twitter.
Gotcha.
I'm just, I was going from my experience with the books. I thought the Navigators couldn't really leave the ships, but maybe that's me. Okay.
Because it's meant to destroy you.
We plan to strike at the core of Imperial power.
Who's that?
Yeah,
Yeah,
who is that?
no clue.
A Democrat?
Little Elliot Page adjacent. Yeah.
A wild guess.
Democrat.
Yeah, I hope we get decent flashbacks to the actual Jihad War because I remember after the second I was like, I was talking with Nerd Cookies and Chris, and I was like, I'm so excited to see some of that Jihad War. They're like, well, there's like a 15-year time jump, so it starts after the war. Like, son of a.
Some people are suggesting it's Florence Pugh minus her
Really?
hair.
Oh, she's wearing a
It
face
might-
mask thing.
It might be, actually. It does look a little bit like her facially.
Yeah, it could be.
Yeah, there's no nose ring, though, so, I can't recognize her without that. Fuck.
You intend to kill Paul?
There she is. For point of comparison.
Regime change.
Idiot. You've just signed our death warrants.
Slide over.
It's all right. I realize I left that running a little bit long there.
I actually have a question for you guys, if you don't mind. How is it pronounced? Is it regime or regime? Is it a J or a J?
We say regime.
Yeah.
Regime.
Like Tajin. There you
Okay.
go.
Do not regime.
Redeem.
I found some.
Sorry.
There's Zendaya's acting. Full
It's always the
force.
same face. It's always the same face.
It's the only one she got.
Yeah.
Fart smell.
That was the sarcophagus right there.
Well, that'll be cool to see.
Yeah, it's getting pushed in real hard right there.
The future has a.
Oh, what? She is actually acting there. Shit. I see a different face.
I don't think she's a I don't think she's great. I don't think she's terrible. I think she's like a passable actress in most things. You know what I mean?
Really? You don't think
Yeah.
she's wooden as hell?
I think it depends what she's doing.
Okay.
Even in roles like I think Euphoria is like a disgusting show in general. But
You watched that?
I have watched it. I've watched the first 2 seasons of Euphoria, and I think it's kind of a disgusting show in like a lot of ways.
I
But
just watched the
think she-
Sydney Sweeney Supercut.
I was about to say, is that why you were watching?
No, that's not why. But I don't think she's the worst actress in the world. I don't think she deserves necessarily all these major roles, but I think it's a combination of she's competent enough, she's fucking multiracial, she doesn't say anything wrong. You know what I mean? I think that's why she keeps getting these jobs.
I think you're right. I think the problem is, like, probably the biggest things I've seen her in have been the Spider-Man movies, and like, holy fuck, she's insufferable in them.
What about
And-
No
and
Way
prob-
Home? Like, I thought that was her genuine act when she's like crying at the end with Tom. Like, that's the most I've seen her actually act where I was buying it.
Yeah, that was the one time that I liked her MJ.
Maybe
Yeah,
she
no,
can cry. That's it. That's the cry. She can cry. That's it. It's a special
Well,
skill.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like crying on command, fine, okay.
Well, she's
Do
a
it,
woman,
but-
but
Yeah.
Wow.
But
Can't
like
let
the
Ryan
first
have all
two,
the
like
fun.
I fucking hated her. I found her insufferable in every scene she was in the first 2 movies, and I was gritting my teeth to get through them because, that's not her fault. I think that's just the way she was directed. But like that forms your opinion of her acting abilities, and it's been really difficult to shake that. And it's not helped that every single picture I've seen of her from every movie has just been the same facial expression. So maybe it's just an unfortunate combination of circumstances. I don't know.
Way of talking to me. I can't see what's ahead.
How does it feel to be human like everyone else, Paul Atreides?
She is really front and center in this trailer, though.
see, that one looks like he went back for her in that scene, right? That he's back on Arrakis talking to her.
I just don't remember her being this prominent in the book. In the Messiah.
That's because she wasn't.
Yeah.
This is a
We'll have
modern
to see if it
reinterpretation.
translates the same level of prominence in the movie than it does on the trailer, because that's not necessarily the case. But then again, maybe.
Trailers are made to judge, right? Like that's whether it's for the Odyssey, whether it's for Dune. Trailers are made for us to judge them, to want to make us go see the movie.
Of course, yeah.
And yeah, Chani very much is like supportive of Paul, and even at one point, it's like, should probably spend more time with Princess Irulan and probably, fuck her so you can have a kid with her.
Yeah,
Like, that's what
she's fine
Chani
with it.
does. That's what Chani does in the books.
To
She
secure.
is fine with that, yeah, because she understands the politics that are at play there, and like it goes way beyond our 21st century conceptions of fidelity, which are kind of fucking outmoded at this point anyway, because modern Hollywood and all that.
The fact that an argument from some people is why are you judging the movie based on the trailer is.
I think
'cause
it
that's what they're
depends,
for.
Yeah, of course, but I think
also-
it depends. It's like
Yeah.
we can judge the race swap from the trailer. I don't need to watch the entire movie to know that the race swap is completely out of place and inappropriate, and that's what we are judging. I haven't got a clue if the full movie is good. Of course, I can't judge the cinematography on the entire movie from a trailer, but I could totally judge the race swap.
They're missing the point as well. We're judging the trailer, okay?
Exactly.
So we always leave it open. Like every single one of us on this panel will leave open the possibility of, I might hate this trailer, but the movie might be fantastic. We don't know.
Because ideally, a trailer is supposed to convey tone and, at least a glimpse of what you're going to get.
Well, the first
the idea.
Dune 3 trailer sold me on it. Remember
Yeah,
the
that
one-
chant was
oh,
great.
God, that chant. Yeah.
You have no fear, do you?
There always has to be the feminist scream as well. I feel like that's becoming a real thing in modern cinema.
Should be it's ma'am.
We got it in The Bride, where they actually like had the cast just screaming randomly, like let out all your feminine anger about things. We got it in Supergirl, where she goes up into space and has a silent scream about all her rage. And then we got it here. It's beautiful. For all the ladies out there, for the 3% of my audience that are female, I hope that moved you deeply.
3%.
3%.
That's an overestimation.
It's pretty high. I'm just going by YouTube analytics, man. It's what they identify as.
I fear dishonor.
You sound like an Atreides.
I've been told I was one.
Yeah, so he's back in action as well. He's not just there for... Because he was kind of like Paul's plaything almost in the books. Now he's actually doing stuff again. Fair enough. It's all Zendaya stuff as well. Saving Private Zendaya. Dude, where's my Zendaya?
It looks like it's going to have a fair amount of flashback stuff at different time periods.
Yeah.
Well, the ultimate, what I will say is the ultimate choice that Paul makes at the end of this story is very much impacted by Chani. So I don't know. I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do, if they're gonna keep that ending, to be honest with you. I have my doubts based on the trailer, but
yeah,
it's her with the ribbon in her hair again. So
shit. I will say, soundtrack wise, that is fucking banging, man. That is really good. Like it.
Forgive me for all I've done.
That must be
Were his, can you go back 1 second? Were his eyes? I just wanted to see how they.
some preparation.
For all I've
He's
done.
got those like weird burns.
Yeah, the burns. Oh.
Nah, I don't think
No?
that's happened yet.
Oh.
I don't think we're at that point yet there, because maybe you're right actually. There's a bit of scarring right there.
could be, yeah.
Sleep deprivation.
Well,
Yeah.
just working in Hollywood. That's what it'll do to you.
Or having a baby.
Trying your damnedest to win that Best Actor, and keep
Yeah.
getting beat out for some reason, you know.
Sorry. He said the thing about stage play, ballet, opera, whatever the fuck.
Oh yeah, he had to go through the
LA.
humiliation
Yeah.
ritual for that one.
They hated him for that. They
He was
went
right though.
fucking crazy on him.
He kind of is right, yeah. He's a dick about it, but he's right.
Wasn't he? I don't even think. If you watch the original clip, he wasn't even that much of a dick about it.
Yeah. It was like a lament of what might happen and what he's trying to stop.
And he made sure to say like absolute respect to all the artists doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It was crazy.
Yeah. Anyway, that's Dune Part 3. It's
I'm
happening.
really looking forward
When
to
is
this.
it coming out? When is it coming out?
Same week Doomsday is, isn't it?
Yeah, let's see.
something.
Dune 3 release date is 18th of December.
Oh wow.
I think it'll do better than Doomsday.
You
I
do?
don't
I do.
I don't think so.
Do you mean profit or raw numbers?
Raw numbers is what I thought. I think.
There's no way, dude.
I don't think
I
so.
don't know.
No.
I'm surprised.
I think it'd be almost impossible for a Dune movie to do $1 billion. Just period.
It's not accessible enough.
Yeah.
How
No
much
way.
did the last one make? I don't remember.
50.
Yeah.
So it definitely did way better than the first one because it became much more of an event. Yeah, 715 worldwide.
Yeah, so 715. I don't foresee it. I don't foresee a world where a Dune movie makes $1 billion.
Nah.
But look, it all depends on what you think Avengers Doomsday is going to do.
It'll do $1 billion easily. Easily.
If Spider-Man is as good as it looks and that makes like $1 billion plus, yeah. That's a lot of momentum it'll have.
But the thing is, it's gonna have to like do $2 billion just to break even. Like the amount of money that they've spent on it is absurd.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think that right now, knowing so little about how things will look, come December, I would say that like plus or minus 1.5 billion might be like where you place the betting odds on Avengers Doomsday. But 1.5 billion probably will not break even. I think they have spent $700 million on Avengers Doomsday, not including marketing. That's my belief. When it all is said and done, I think that's what
700.
Infinity War and Endgame cost over $500 million a piece back in 2018 when they filmed them back to back.
Right. Yeah.
So you're talking about a little bit of inflation, the standard Hollywood budget inflation that has happened along with that, and the fact that you got like 80 motherfuckers in this. How much did they have to pay some of these guys to come back even for 10-minute roles?
I mean, but do you think there's still that much goodwill for Marvel after all these years?
I don't think that. Look, if Avengers Doomsday makes $1.4 billion, right, which would be about half of what the last Avengers movie made, with the return of Robert Downey Jr., with the return of Chris Evans, all these fucking characters from X-Men and Spider-Man and Deadpool and Wolverine and like all this shit, I don't think that's all that impressive. Like, I don't think that's, like, I wouldn't view that as, oh man, they're back, baby, what a ton of goodwill. I'd view that as, look how far they've fallen. So... it's just a matter of perspective, I guess.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Let me do a couple of supers here as we're going forward here. Let's see. Where's this one?
It's upon a time.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you see they're going to be releasing a visual dictionary in preparation for Avengers Doomsday, which features Shang-Chi, Yelena, and multiple things from the last year's FF movie, Fantastic Four movie on the cover, all of which flopped. Can't see that becoming incredibly ironic at all. Is that what they're going to need? Like, they're actually going to give you homework for when you go to the cinema?
Well, it's not just that. It's that a bunch of the people that no one cares about from all those phases that they're ignoring are going to be the main yeah, we'll get the Fox X-Men and we'll get everything that was just mentioned, but also you're going to get a bunch of those characters that no one liked. So
you're going to get Yelena. Aren't you excited for her?
And she's apparently in Spider-Man too.
Oh yeah. Didn't they say that she was going to have a nude scene as well?
Florence Pugh, rather.
What?
You talking about Spider-Man? That's rumor or whatever?
Yeah, that her and Tom Holland Spider-Man and her Florence Pugh meet each other and see each other naked somehow.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
You honestly, please, like, stop trying to make Yelena a thing. Stop trying to make her happen. She's not going to happen.
They're going to keep trying. Dude.
No one fucking cares about that character. She is such an insufferable arsehole.
But like that's the thing when people are talking about there's no way it can hit 1 billion. Maybe there's a lot of negativity towards it, but if twice as many people watch Avengers Doomsday as watched Fantastic Four First Steps, it makes 1.1 billion.
Yeah.
I don't think that's unreasonable to think that twice as many people will give this a chance versus Fantastic Four.
No, this is a Hail Mary, and even if it's successful, it doesn't mean anything for reviving Marvel at all. It's just
I think a lot of lapsed Marvel fans will come back for this last hurrah, because that's what it is. You're going to get Doomsday, you're going to get Secret Wars, and that's it. That's the end of the Marvel that we've known for the past 20 years.
I mean, it's a high school reunion, basically.
That's all it is, yeah.
High school reunion.
People do it just for that last little, flurry of what they once enjoyed about Marvel. Because
first trailer that shows Wolverine with Tobey Maguire Spider-Man is going to make people lose their shit.
It's like watch us smash together all these toys from different eras of Marvel.
Exactly, yeah.
That's all it's going to be. Yeah, I know Herbert partially wrote Messiah as a rebuke of fans rooting for Paul, but the problem is Herbert himself never really gives an alternative. What was Paul supposed to do? Leave Arrakis in the hands of the Harkonnens?
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah. I say galactic conquest is the only way forward. So that's just the Warhammer 40k and me talking.
Those are the options. Some people die or everyone dies. And
maybe the Harkonnens went so bad after all.
And that's what I mean. That's one of the reasons Villeneuve chose Chani as kind of that voice to show that alternate perspective that wasn't necessarily there in the book, that required way more like reading between the lines, which as a result, he wrote some of this stuff. And even then, it went straight over people's fucking heads. I remember having conversations. I don't think Mahler remembers this maybe, but I remember having conversations with people after Dune Part 2, and they had no fucking idea what was about to happen in the universe. Like,
oh, you're talking about the Stargirl episode, or
yeah, you know what I mean? So like, it is I don't think Dune. I've never thought. I've liked it. I like Dune, but I don't think it's a super accessible story. I never have. So we'll see.
There's an incredible story of an artist writing, singing, and composing his own musical from the ground up based on the Odyssey called Epic the Musical. It's such a hit that Bruckheimer bought the rights to it. 100% recommended. Bruckheimer. Yes.
Oh no, I heard of it. I read an article about it actually. Now that I think about it.
The sci-fi miniseries were still the best adaptations. Woof. Yeah, well, as I said earlier, I think the Villeneuve movies are probably better. If in nothing else, like the sheer scope and scale of them, the visuals, the acting, the talent that they had behind it, it's probably better.
Like Zendaya, right?
Outside of
Yeah, sure.
Zendaya, Villeneuve's worlds feel real. I mean, come on, it's just you feel there.
Yeah. I don't want to see him direct a Bond movie, but that's a discussion for another day.
Well, yeah. We'll
How do
give
you
him
make
That's
a
a franchise that'll die another day, right?
Hey. How do you even make a plot where your main character can see through all time and space? I feel like it's hard to create tension when they know everything you will ever say or do, unless I'm misunderstanding his power.
Oh, yeah.
It comes and goes, though. I don't think he can always see everything, and he sees potential.
Major events, maybe,
futures.
or potential, yeah.
I think he sees potential futures and probabilities rather than the concrete what's going to happen.
Destiny.
Yeah.
And that's why you had that scene with Irulan and Pattinson, who plays
We're dead.
Vitali, who's like a shapeshifter who is going to be working against Paul and shit like that. It's yeah, why she said you've just fucking killed us. Like by verbalizing this, he is now going to know. Like you've just fucking killed us.
That's why they do the whole plots within plots within plots, because they know he can see. It's just how much can he track?
This is from Buns, who gave us $50. So that's you have earned yourself a little round of applause. Thanks, man. Well, the panel today, who you all got between Norway versus England? I think Norway's probably going to take it, but we'll see. Like, I wouldn't be gutted if England got through to the next round. They're a bunch of absolute fucking wankers, but they've got a good team, and they are British, so I will roll.
They're my neighbor, so
I'm rooting for England, but what I'm really rooting for is that no one goes to the game because it's going to be in Miami, and I'm going to be in Miami on Saturday, and I don't want these motherfuckers causing me a bunch of traffic as I'm doing something else.
That's understandable. Is that heading to the strip club, Ryan?
No, well, is there been there? Then they won't bother me because that's not where I'm headed.
How did you feel about America's last game? Because that was some shocking fucking defending.
I don't like soccer, not a soccer guy, and I'm also not going to be one of those people that pretends to give a fuck about soccer once every 4 years for the fucking World Cup. Okay,
That would be me.
I would have loved for America to win the whole thing. However, people were getting so hyped up. Like, who the fuck do you think we are? Like, this is not basketball.
It's gonna take over, man. It's gonna take over. I guarantee it.
Yeah, but it's
give it
like,
another decade and it'll be done.
I'm glad that the people who like so irrationally thought we had a fucking chance and now been brought down to earth. And I'm glad that they can pretend that soccer doesn't exist again for the next 3 and 7/8 years until the next one rolls around and they remember that soccer's available to watch all the time to them, but they don't. They just care about the World Cup. Fuck off. I hate these fucking. It's like the reason the McRib exists. My Americans will understand what I'm saying. The McRib, the only thing that matters about the McRib, it doesn't actually taste that good. You would never get it if it was on the menu all the time. But because it's only around once in a while and it seems like it's this special thing, suddenly people give a fuck about the McRib at McDonald's. You don't actually like the McRib. You just get gaslit into feeling like it's something special. That's the World Cup for Americans.
Wow.
Fair summary. Yeah, the McRib is shit.
Anti-FOMO.
Yeah. Now that PlayStation has stopped selling physical copies, it's time for you to become PC gamers. You know you want to. At this point, I kind of do, but then everything comes through the Steam store, so...
It's all digital there, too.
Yeah, so it's no better, really.
Physical forever.
I love it, Metatron. I really do love it. Why do you think I've got an entire display case full of, like, old consoles back there?
Yeah, I love it. What have you got? Genesis?
I've got
N64?
Genesis, I've got...
Oh, the NES is up there on top right. I can see it.
Yeah, I've got the NES, I've got the Super Nintendo, I've got the N64 and the GameCube. And then for Sega, I think I've got the Genesis.
Oh, that's a Dreamcast.
Yeah, Dreamcast down there, and I've
Yeah, I
got the
can see
Sega
it.
Saturn as well.
Nice one, man. Yeah.
So, yeah, and then
love
the
it.
outside it's all PlayStation,
A
and I've got
true
a Commodore.
gamer.
I've got a Commodore
Commodore.
64. That's a piece of shit, but I love it from back in the old days.
Yeah, no, Commodore 64, sure. They did a good adaptation, porting of a few games, but I'm an Amiga guy, if we're gonna go there.
Amiga was great.
Amiga 500 was my thing, and it still is. I got one right next to me.
I need to get one actually. Like I never had it back in the day, and a couple of my friends had it, and like whenever you bought one, it was always second hand, and it always came with a fucking like dumpster full of like floppy
The copy discs,
games.
yeah, the piracy.
And yeah, there was like hundreds of hours of play just ready to go right there.
100%.
Yeah, I love this. Someone just said life stopped in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was the best, man.
Maybe peaked.
Gaming
Not
before the
wrong.
internet, fucking
80s.
great.
Did you ever
I
play
mean-
television? The Intellivision console?
I heard
That
of
was
it one now.
It was a little bit before my time, unfortunately.
I saw one a couple months ago. Pretty interesting.
There's behind me, you can see. Well, there's an Atari Jaguar, but there's also an Atari 2600.
Oh,
That right
Wow.
there was the first console I was ever given.
Really?
It was like some friend of my parents, and they were like, "Yeah, we don't want it anymore." Gave it to me, and I was like, "Holy shit! I can control stuff on screen. This is amazing."
We have seen the
have.
birth of it.
And
It
it-
was great.
And Galaxian was the first game I ever played on it. It was amazing.
Nice.
Loved it.
Space shooter, I guess.
Yeah. Never looked back. Anyway, that's enough of a tangent right there. The other thing I was going to talk to you guys about is Moana. It's getting a live action remake. It's got it. It's got The Rock in it again. And it's out. And people are reviewing it. And they're not giving it very good reviews. Shock
Yay.
horror. Let's see
See
if I can
shock
share-
horror. Some people are retarded, okay?
Trailer also
Well-
got really ratioed.
It did, yeah. And this is funny because this review that I'm going to share with you is from The Guardian of all people. And, you know, normally they're the bastion of terrible takes, but even they absolutely hated this. Let me see if I can bring it up here. So, yeah. 2 out of 5. Moana review. Dwayne Johnson's demigod on autopilot in dull live action remake.
wow.
Reprises his role from the original animation and his fine rapport with his young co-star Catherine Lagaya. Yeah, let's go with that. But the whole enterprise feels cynical and pointless. I'll read one paragraph of this because I don't want to bore you to death with it. But Disney's animated super hit Moana from 2016, it's only 10 years ago, man, and we're doing a remake of it. Having been followed up by a dull sequel 2 years ago, now gets a competent but basically pointless and unexciting back to basics live action remake. Screenwriter Jared Bush modifies his original script. Broadway stage veteran Thomas Kail makes his movie directing debut, and Lin-Manuel Miranda's songs are revived. 19-year-old Australian Samoan actor Catherine Lagaya takes on the role of Moana, the headstrong teen daughter of the Polynesian chief. Her wise and kindly grandma Tala, who recognizes her heroic leadership destiny, of course it's about fucking leadership, is played by New Zealand actor Rena Owen. She's got to go on a quest to restore the heart of the goddess Tifiti, the lack of which is causing an eco crisis on her home island of Matuni.
Actually enjoying you trying to read the
I know, fuck me, man. And I'm used to reading Gallic names as well, but this is like nightmare. Yeah, so let's get to the review. There's some pretty funny stuff from Johnson here, certainly, and there's a nice rapport between him and his co-star, but it feels as if he's on autopilot like a piece of software. He can do all this as casually as raising each of his eyebrows individually or flexing each of his pectorals in turn. A supposedly live-action film is so deeply embedded in CGI work as to be really another animation. An actual stage musical version would be a different proposition, and that might give the musical numbers more of a platform. This feels like a superfluous piece of monetizable content. That pretty much describes all of the Disney live action.
I was about to say, where have you been?
How to Train Your Dragon had the exact same problem. It looked almost the same as the original without any of the charm, and I didn't buy the relationships between two. Like, it's the same thing. People just can realize it's a cash grab.
People
Dude,
are
Lilo and Stitch.
hating this.
One of the most abominable fucking live action remakes.
Which one?
Lilo and Stitch, and it made over $1 billion.
Yeah, that one
a
was
lot.
money.
And that's what I guess I don't. I never watched Moana because one, old as fuck when it came out, and it felt like it was for girls. So why would I watch that? But like Lilo and Stitch just came out. I never watched the original Lilo and Stitch either. That made $1 billion, and to me, the trailers don't look all that much different. People destroyed the first trailer for this movie and the second one. Like the trailers that came out for this thing got brutalized, with a lot of people saying it just looks like AI slop fest, and hey, it's a live action, but 80% of it's CGI, so why is it even live action and shit like that? At least for How to Train Your Dragon, I like appreciated getting to see the people in real life and the dragons being some sort of CGI animation. I like that they kept the stylistic like animation style as opposed to making them look like real dragons. So I enjoyed some of How to Train Your Dragon, even though I knew that story and they almost kept it exactly the same beat for beat. This one, bro, Disney's been so hit or miss on these, and this looks like it's gonna open pretty fucking terribly. Around $120-130 million worldwide is what they're estimating. And to put that in perspective, Little Mermaid opened to $185 million worldwide. Lilo and Stitch opened to $350 million worldwide. And this one might be closer to Snow White than it is to Little Mermaid. Black Little Mermaid, by the way.
Is that unique to this film, or is it like a symptom of a larger problem of just remake fatigue?
Yeah, they go back and forth with this, right? Like Tangled was on its way, then Snow White happened, they like put it on pause, and then Lilo and Stitch happened, and then Tangled got put back in to like get, they're not even sure how much the audience wants it. It's probably down to individual IPs and memory and nostalgia and stuff, and then how you market. And it was fucking retarded to choose Moana, I think. And this is someone who hasn't even seen the one they're fucking adapting, but a 10-year cycle remake.
Yes.
I mean, I'm not going to say it was impossible for it to be a major success. Maybe it could have happened with the right movie, the right time. But what I guess I'm saying is, like, I wish we could be more optimistic about the future of live-action remakes. But after Lilo and Stitch, that was such bad fucking news, man, after Snow White. Because it ruins everything, like, artistically about the original, replaces it culturally. Most kids are going to watch the fucking remake now if they watch either of them, and then made them a shit ton of money, such that Lilo and Stitch 2 is, like, already fully in production, I think. And then they're just like, oh, wow, people do want this more. Like, this goes so far back. The Lion King remake was a fucking abomination as well.
I didn't watch that.
Well, at the same accusation, why call it live action if it's all CGI? And the Tangled one, I think, is more, they were going to go a different route casting, and they realized that probably wasn't a good idea. And so now all of a sudden people they're casting look like the people in the actual first version.
I think, yeah, to echo what Mauler said, I think you have to really leave 20 years to do a live-action remake of something. Like, if you want to capitalize on the nostalgia of, like, you know, my childhood or whatever, you have to leave it 20 years so that the people who were little kids back then are now parents themselves, and they've got kids of their own that they're going to take to the cinema, and hey, you can watch the same movie that I watched when I was a little kid, but it's been updated. 20 years is your benchmark for this sort of thing. 10 years is way too soon.
The thing is, Moana 2 just came out, and it made $1 billion fucking dollars. Animated Moana 2. So it's weird because it's not like there's Moana, like, people are tired of seeing Moana. There's clearly demand for that. Even, like, coming out with a sequel that was supposed to be a television show that they just fucking chopped and edited into hell and smashed it in a movie, released it to make a fucking $1 billion. So it's just so strange that the live action has so little interest. I mean, it's most people don't even know this movie's coming out this week.
Is it The Rock? Is he, like, actually, like, anti-box office success at this point? Are people just done with him?
When was his last success?
Jumanji or some shit, is it?
Right.
And even that's marginal. It's just like, well, it turned a profit at the box office.
Clearly, it's Jack Black that makes those.
Well, Jumanji was huge, though. I mean, didn't one of those movies make like $1 billion fucking dollars?
No, yeah, they're big. They are big.
Yeah. But
nobody can remember
any known IP.
That's the thing. Nobody can fucking remember any movie that The Rock's been in. It's got some kind of dispersal field around it. Like, when you watch it and then you fucking forget about it 5 minutes after you saw it. There's probably people out there who went back and rewatched movies that he was in because they forgot they saw it the first time.
You don't remember Hobbs and Shaw?
You don't remember Red One?
A
Skyscraper.
Fast and Furious movie?
It's fascinating. He makes so much money, but nobody remembers anything he does.
The Rundown, yeah, because Chad said it. The Rundown, I actually really like that movie, and I think it holds up well. Christopher Walken and
Dude,
Stifler.
that's fucking old.
Yeah, exactly. Because all the things the last 10 years.
Wasn't that called Welcome to the Jungle? I think in the UK.
Oh, was
Have you seen
it?
that, Drinker?
Yeah, Walking
It
Tall's
was,
good,
yeah.
too.
It was,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So it was called the Rundown for you guys.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Is
Okay,
it
I didn't
running
think we were
down
still
the-
doing that kind of thing.
Well, I
I don't-
swear, this chat is killing me. For the last hour, they've been putting Zendaya to every title of
Yeah.
every movie. Jurassic Zendaya, Gears of Zendaya.
Z for Zendaya.
Oh my gosh.
Did anybody see the
We've
Smashing
got
Machine?
Batman versus Zendaya. We've got the critical Zendaya as well.
The Lord of the Rings Return of Zendaya. Oh my gosh. That's killing me.
Did anybody see Smashing Machine? Like his big dramatic thing he did? I never got to see it, so I just wondered.
I saw it. I thought it was a pretty good movie. Like, you know, you temper your expectations when The Rock is involved, and you think, look at him go. He's acting there. He's showing emotion. It's probably the best work he's done outside of Pain and
WWE?
Gain, for example. No, Pain and Gain, I think was where he actually did a good performance as well. But like, this is
Yeah, I
probably
like
the
Pain and
best
Gain.
work he's done there. And it's a decent movie. I think it's almost overshadowed by him being in it.
So he did
Which
The
is a
Rundown, and he did Walking Tall, and then the next big movie he was in was Doom.
Fast is what I remember. I remember Fast. I think
Yeah.
Fast or Fast.
The Rock, yeah, The Rock has had some interesting phases to his career. Like that early stage when he was in movies like Doom.
Get
where it's like,
smart
could-
and then race to which mountain.
Yeah,
So,
it's
he
like-
had a steep drop off. Fucking
Well,
first.
The Tooth Fairy.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's like he didn't know what kind of star he was meant to be. It's like, am I a family-friendly Disney kind of actor? Am I doing like hardcore action stuff, which is violent and R-rated, or what? And then it's like, then he did the Fast and the Furious, and it's like, oh right, this made like $1 billion. That's what I'm gonna be. Like, I've
So
got my
Hercules.
persona now.
In the Rundown or Welcome to the Jungle, do you remember there's a scene early on where he walks into like a club and Arnie walks past him and says like, you know, he
Good
says something
luck.
like "good luck" or but like is borderline a symbolic for the age,
Yeah.
like a passing the
Passing
baton.
the
It's like it's your
torch.
turn now to be my role, sort of thing. So yeah, I think he considered doing like the Arnie role of just loads of action movies, but maybe some fun family-friendly stuff.
Well, the thing is, like, on a purely financial level, he's infinitely more successful than Arnold ever was. Like, you know, you tally up the box office totals for all their respective movies, The Rock dwarfs him. But in terms of cultural impact, everyone still talks about Arnold Schwarzenegger. If you say 1980s action movie, you think of him.
It's him.
Ultimately.
It's him.
But if you know, if you say modern day action movie or whatever, like you're not going to think of The Rock. Like he's forgettable. He did the fast food of the movie world. It was financially massively successful, but there's no impact. No one remembers it. That's the difference between the two. So there's never been another Arnold Schwarzenegger, and there probably never will be.
True.
The conditions that allowed him to exist and be what he was, they don't exist anymore, and they're not going to exist.
That was the old American dream.
Yeah.
It really
And
was.
also just the way he thinks. Like, you know, so many quotable lines because he made sure that he had so many quotable
Extremely
lines.
hard worker as well.
Yeah.
Well, and he was the first, right? Because there'd never been an action star like him, where it's like big, like,
Bodybuilder like
Well,
that.
Stallone, him and
insane.
Stallone.
Mr.
Yeah,
Olympia.
he beat him, and he's the greatest example. This is why his comments during COVID were so distressing, because he is the greatest example of the American dream.
Yeah.
Came from Austria, saw America, wanted to be Olympian, did all the things, and then achieved all his. He like became a real estate magnate, buying
Governor.
stuff in Arizona. Everything he did, he succeeded here. It's a great example of it.
Movie star, yeah.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
No,
and
I think
it's
he's
interesting
great.
actually, because the funny thing about the two of them is like Stallone's movies made way more than Arnold's did, generally speaking, throughout
Oh, really?
the 80s. Yeah. But Arnold is the one you think of because he had the greater cultural impact. Like the Rambo movies, the Rocky
Terminator,
movies,
yeah.
they were making insane amounts of money. But
Drinker.
Arnold's films,
What's
Sorry.
the best film between the two of them?
action movie,
Best
True
movie.
Lies.
Outright best movie.
it's probably Predator.
Yeah, Predator is
Pred-
fantastic. I'm a Terminator fan though.
For me, it's
or
Terminator or Predator. Yeah.
Yeah.
T2.
T2. I just watched it 2 days ago. I even tweeted
Fucking
it's
banger
still
of a
good.
movie.
It's still good.
Oh,
Oh God, yeah. Another
I watched
re-
it 2 nights ago.
The,
It's free, by the way,
Rambo
on YouTube.
movies, the Rambo movies are a whole lot of fun. Are very rewatchable, but they're not on the same level as Arnold.
And I love Commando. His answer to Rambo,
That was
right?
good. Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
But no love for Conan. As far as no one said Conan.
Oh,
Conan,
of course,
that's a given. Yeah.
That's a given.
It's because
Another
he
good-
doesn't have the most acting range in that. Beyond saying
He doesn't need it.
He doesn't need it.
He so embodies the character. Yeah.
He does, and they're doing now what King Conan, right? And bringing him back in
Worried
Predator.
about that one.
To the one person in chat who said Total Recall, thank you.
Yeah,
Of
that's a good
course.
movie.
That was a fun one.
Yeah, but not the one with Farrell.
Colin Farrell?
Yeah,
No.
it's-
No.
The Arnie movie.
The,
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Paul Verhoeven one, it's a lot of fun.
I got
Like,
five
I
kids
wouldn't.
to feed.
Yeah.
I don't
Hey
understand-
Benny, screw you.
Are we not considering holiday
Running Man?
movies like
What about
Jingle
Running
All the
Man?
Way?
Jingle all the way.
I love
Jingle.
Jiggle all the way. Fucking
It's
watch
Turbo time.
There's not many Arnold movies that I wouldn't happily rewatch.
That's
Batman
so
and
true.
Robin.
Party,
Oh,
Victor.
God. Even the shit ones are fun, just because
Red
he's given
Heat.
it his own. Yeah.
Remember Red Heat with Belushi?
Yep.
When he was Russian?
Yeah.
Junior, which would kill everyone if they released that today.
Hey, Last Action Hero. Last Action Hero is still funny.
Yeah, it still holds up.
Twins is great.
I love Batman and Robin. There, I said it.
I've said it
do?
many times. You've said
Time
it
to
many
put
times.
this city on ice.
Everybody, chill.
Even his later one, Eraser. Was that with Vanessa Williams?
Well, that's his
Yeah.
post-heart attack stuff, like
Yeah.
End of Days, The Sixth Day. Yeah.
No,
Um,
no, that
Collateral,
was
right?
actually that was before his heart attack because that was
Is it?
95.
Ah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
End of Days is the first one back, right? Where he has to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I actually really
So-
like End of Days for some reason. That still holds up.
Eraser was like that sort of mid 90s period, which is like the malaise for Arnie, where it's like, yeah, you know, he's still doing the action thing, but he's not as young anymore, and it's not quite as fun. And yeah, Eraser and what's the other one?
Collateral Damage.
No, Last Action Hero.
Yeah, Last Action
Oh.
Hero. Yeah, that's funny.
Yeah,
it's funny
it's
as hell. I love that one.
It was a little bit ahead of its time, shall we say, with the meta humor and stuff. I think it could have worked, but like it maybe needed to be structured a little bit differently. The idea was great. It's
The idea
just
was great. Yeah, end up inside the movie. It was great.
the
Oh,
execution
Sixth
was a
Day as
little
well. Remember the Sixth Day? That fucking
Yeah.
film was wacky. I like it.
bit. Yeah, that was early 2000s. What was the one where? Because I have still never seen this, and I've never seen it advertised anywhere. He's like his daughter gets turned into a zombie.
Oh yeah, Maggie.
Yeah,
I
like,
didn't
what happened
watch
to
it.
that?
I didn't watch it.
Well, I
Never
watched it.
heard.
It's like fine. It's a bit.
Fine.
Well, it's a bit. It's very drama. Like
Hero
it's
back.
all. It's like a dad basically in a zombie apocalypse. His daughter gets bitten, and she has her last few days where she's living with him, and he can't bring himself to kill her. It's like that's Arnie you're gonna put in that, and it's like yeah. I think it was his attempt of being like I can do something serious that doesn't even have action in it, you know.
He wasn't trying to save her. It was just spending time. I never saw it.
Well, he couldn't save her, like you know, in that universe, I guess.
More question, right?
Yeah.
Best performance that Arnie ever gave.
I usually go with Predator. I think he's actually really fucking good in that movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Like people like you know he carefully chose roles that he is more accompanied with. So you're playing a robot. I do think that undermines just how well he plays a Terminator. It's beyond just being a robotic actor who's shit. Like he's actually really good. You know, the body language, etc. But in Predator, I actually just fucking love the performance. I don't know that he would have been beaten out by any other person necessarily.
I never watched his performance in that and thought, oh, I'm not buying into this. This is just Arnold like trying to act.
I feel like
Yeah.
True Lies is another one where he's
True Lies, yes. That's
He's
it's
good in
not
that,
just
yeah.
one note, you know. He's got the family thing.
Which is the
Someone
one he
point
did
out
with Alone in jail. What didn't they do?
Oh.
Something?
Escape plan.
Oh, Escape Plan, yeah.
Yeah.
That's kind of like when you see like De Niro and Pacino getting together when they're in their 80s and like they're past the point where that sort of reunion is interesting. You know, now it's just like two old guys trying to, you know, generate a bit of
It was
interest.
fun in Expendables, like the first time.
I think, yeah, what we all wanted to see was like the two of them in a movie in the 80s when they were both at their peak. That would have been fucking incredible, but never came to be. Someone pointed out as well, like Last Action Hero had Charles Dance and Ian McKellen in it.
Yeah.
I mean, it did. Like,
But to bring this back, if you were to look at every movie Stallone ever made and every movie that Arnold ever made, Arnold just has way more ones that we still talk about and quote and affected the culture.
Pop culture wise, yes. In terms of artistic merit, Stallone probably nails it with like Rocky and First Blood, because those are really fucking good movies.
Stop or My Mom Will Shoot. That was another good one.
Yeah, naturally, yeah.
That Arnold apparently was like, he knew how bad it was, and he was like, get the word out that I want to do this. So Stallone would swoop him and do it instead.
Arnold was like, he was the master.
He's smart.
He was smart. Like, in terms of sports psychology, that guy is a fucking walking masterclass.
Predator, where they were like measuring each other's arms, him and Jesse Ventura, and he told them to like give him the wrong, so he would bet him, my arms are bigger, and then lose. Yeah.
When there's a great interview in Pumping Iron where it's like some asshole came up to him in a gym once. Like, it was like, I'm like gonna be the next big thing in bodybuilding. What sort of advice have you got for me? And Arnold just says, I'm going to mess with this guy. So he's like, right, there's this latest thing that they're doing in Europe, right? So, like, whenever you hit a pose up on stage in front of everyone, you need to fucking scream as loud as possible, right? So if you got your arms up high, you go like, ah! And then if you go down low, you go, ah! And this fucking guy did it, and they had to bring in security and lead him off the stage. Arnold just like fucking ruined his life right there. Great. Anyway, what was the how about we do some super chats just to finish this up right here, because they've been piling up pretty fast here. There's actually 192 of them waiting for us.
Holy moly.
That's a lot. Let's go back to the beginning here, gentlemen. The Gentleman Season 2 and Mobland Season 2 both are coming in September. It's something to look forward to. It's a shame that shows now take so long to produce.
Yeah, the trailer for Mobland Season 2 just came out. Looks good. Pierce Brosnan shooting people. That's all I need.
Yep.
Gentleman looks good too. Love the first season.
It's good viewing, and it's nice to remind ourselves that, like, good stuff is still getting made, so looking forward to both of them. Lupita, I am all the Greeks. Elliot Page, and I am all the men. Sure, buddy. Saw Young Washington recently. There's a scene where a black man went off screen and came back with bringing a drum of gunpowder, saving the Virginians. Young Washington is woke. Just kidding. It was an awesome movie. Yes, it was good fun. I liked it, and I'm sure Americans are going to appreciate the shit out of that. Obviously, as a Brit, I should hate it because, it's Washington. But it's at a time when he was still fighting for the British against the French. So on that score, like, I do kind of appreciate it because, fuck those Frenchies.
Yeah.
I liked your 4th of July post where you said, like, happy Independence. Can you guys do us a favor and invade us this time?
Independence from
We'll try, bro.
Honestly, like, you guys have got it figured out better than we have.
We'll make a pit stop on our first crusade when we're done.
Tricky,
We
you
are
say
ready
that,
to
but
become the 51st state right here.
we've nearly got Count Binface leading us politically, so I think that we'll be okay. We're gonna make
Honestly.
it.
So has that by-election been done now?
I don't know. I haven't
Oh, God.
tracked
That's the,
ever since the memes.
that's the thing the Americans don't appreciate. We have joke candidates over here in the UK. When we have, like, local councillor elections and stuff. I don't think you guys really do that sort of thing.
Didn't they, America? You had Vermin Supreme. Remember that guy? He wore a boot on his head. Like, he was like a political activist. I don't know if you ever heard of him, Ryan. Anyone in chat know who Vermin Supreme is? He was
I think you've lost them all.
Someone will know. He was funny as fuck. He was American performance artist and activist who ran as a novelty candidate in various local and state elections. Yeah.
I don't have any recollection of Vermin Supreme, but maybe
You should look at a picture of him. He just wears a big old boot on his head.
So
I'm
we've
aware
got
of
Lord
new on head, but that's
we've
something
got
else.
Lord Buckethead, who's basically like, he's got a Darth Vader outfit and a trash can like on his head, and he's running for office, and he could win potentially. I'd vote for him.
It's funny,
I
some
didn't-
people were like, well, the absolute state of British politics. They'd be like, no, that's evidence of it healing if you win.
It's always been like that, yeah. And like they'll run on a mandate of like free ferrets for all. You know, they're gonna make like pot noodles illegal. Like that. I 100% believe that as well. I can get behind that. Anyway, I wouldn't even care about the swaps or casting if Nolan was at least consistent with it. Also, Anne is right there for Helen. Movie just looks bad. Well, Anne Hathaway for Helen of
I
Troy.
wouldn't. Yeah.
Fuck off. I wouldn't launch 1,000 ships for her.
Sydney Sweeney for Helen of Troy. That's 10,000 ships.
Now we can start talking, yeah.
There's like 4 great Greek actresses which would smoke Sweeney.
Easily. Yeah, I believe that. Please, for all that is good, show the video of Ricky Berwick yelling at a guy across the street. I think Mauler knows that rotund one. What the fuck is that?
I don't know this video. If it's like a buggy thing, maybe.
How's Ricky Berwick doing these days? Anyway, I haven't heard from him in a long while.
Don't know.
I think he's still disabled.
No. I thought he was going to heal up.
It didn't get better. Yeah.
I kept telling him to walk it off, but fucking kept ignoring me. The real
He turned
reason
me into a newt.
Yeah,
I got better.
The real reason they launched 1,000 ships is because Helen stole 200k worth of Legos. Wait, can I watch that movie instead? Sounds awesome.
One
Does
brick at a
actually.
time, guys. Brick by brick.
Oh yeah, Part 3 came out, right?
He just had one, yeah.
Yeah.
On that front, what is costing shows and movies so much and taking far more time to create in the modern day? Something has gone wrong that bloats time. It's all those intimacy coordinators, man. Fucking ridiculous.
They need a Grim Reaper to go through and just fucking slash every nonsense bloating part of the budget, because there's going to be loads of them.
Well, we've seen the fucking results of it, right? We got Obsession just recently, right? 750k budget. Looks like a professionally made movie. You would never tell the difference between that and something that had a 50 million budget. And it's cleared up. It
Well,
can
it
be
looks
done.
better than your average, like, what do you call it, The Conjuring, like one of the Annabelle movies. It's like on the level of that. So I don't understand what the fuck is going on with budgets, yeah.
For anyone who doesn't travel, Europe is and has always been super culturally diverse. Stop fiddling aesthetics for silly Billy modern fiction points. I mean, yeah, it's culturally diverse because it's got a fuck ton of countries in it with different cultures. Makes sense. But it also makes sense to respect all those different cultures, and if you're going to tell a story in one, set it in that culture and make it authentic. What are everyone's thoughts on Zach Cregger writing a Siren Head movie? Personally looking forward to it, and I always found it creepy. Cheers, lads.
This is the lesson of back rooms and obsession that they're going to learn, where they're going to farm out every,
Yeah.
Nothing more to be said for that, yeah. Hollywood, trust them to learn the wrong lesson. Also, as an Irishman, can't wait for the Grain O'Malley Irish Pirate Queen adaptation starring Zendaya, because why not? Why exclude? Do it, yeah. We're all on board with that. How about that Godzilla -0 trailer?
Oh, beautiful today.
Did it? Looks good? Liked
Oh,
it.
yeah. Oh, yeah.
Should have had it ready, actually. My bad. Enough of Odyssey complaints and Disney failure number 372. How is everyone feeling about the new the new Evil Dead movie?
Evil
That,
Dead
I don't know.
Boon, is it?
Yeah, I don't know much about that. I watched the previous one. It was fine. It wasn't amazing. I wasn't like, oh
Rise.
shit, this is... Yeah.
Oh, Rise.
You know, it was like, okay, it works as a kind of like gory horror movie, but I wasn't like super enamored with it or anything. George, have you got something now to share?
Oh, if you wanted it, it was the Godzilla -0 trailer.
Oh, right. Well, we'll have to keep pausing it. That's the only thing.
That's only 30 seconds either way.
Yeah, it's...
All right, go for it. Yeah, do it.
ゴジラは核攻撃にも耐えるそうですな。それは
Yep, another moral boundary.
人間のやっていいことの範疇超えてる。あんた自分が一体何してるのか分かってんのかよ。
It looks beautiful. I mean, I can't wait to see it.
It looks nice. Yep. The first was great.
Yeah, the first one.
I know that guy.
Yeah. He's just trying to live his best life right there. yeah, hopefully if they can maintain that level of quality, good storytelling, good character work that they had in the first one, hey, it's going to do great. I hope so. Yeah. If Odyssey ends up underperforming, the lesson they'll take is that audiences don't want mythological fantasy epics. Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
That'll be it. Yeah, sad day in music today. R.I.P. to Bonnie Tyler. Yeah, the heart has been totally eclipsed right now. Sad, but what was it she died from? She was, I think she had a period of illness or something. I guess cancer or something like that, but yeah. Sad all the same.
75 years old, right?
Yeah. You know, decent age, but whatever. Mauler, if they come out with mixtape 2, it's your duty to hand out, as Hand of the King, to make Gary play it. His pain provided us with many hours of laughter.
It was very funny, all of your pain. And yes, if they make mixtape 2, everyone will be ordered to complete it. It's going to be great.
Thank you, Mauler. Thank you for doing that for me. Rewatching Superman 1, 2, Return